rally to the Rangers yesterday in a 3-0 shutout. It's the first sweep of the Mariners since 2023 for the Rangers, and unfortunately for the Mariners, it's their 5th consecutive loss in a season with World Series expectations. Now, the Mariners have an off day today. You can hear Extra Innings with Mariners news and analysis airing at 7 p.m. from Curtis Rogers right here on Seattle Sports. And then tomorrow, opening up a series back here in Seattle against the Astros.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
You know, in a really weird start to the season, Bump, I do have some good Mariners news for you and for listeners.
Do you?
We will not be talking about a Mariners loss tomorrow to start the show.
You think so?
I really don't think we will. And that's good news. In fact, Curtis, for your birthday today, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You've got extra innings going from 7 to 9. And again, the Mariners as their gift to you, which I thought was nice. I thought that was considerate.
No better way to spend my birthday
than not covering the Mariners.
Well, I've got 2 hours alone.
That's true.
Talking about these Mariners.
I actually take it back. Than to not cover a Mariners loss.
There you go.
And that was nice of them to do. I'm actually not, I don't know, I'm curious to see how you guys all feel, not just Bump, but listeners. You could text in 866-979-3776. I'm not like down bad with this team yet. I am still of the camp. You can hate me if you want, where I'm like, it's early. However, I don't like watching bad baseball. I have concerns. I'm wondering, you know, why bat speed's down and why multiple bats aren't performing. And I can only say it's the WBC for so long until we get into mid-April, and it's still kind of the same. So, again, not panicking, not complaining, but I don't love it. Curious how you guys feel, though. When is it too early? Or when is it too late to say it's too early? I still think you can say it's too early.
It's funny you said bat speeds are down, yet the Mariners swung the bat the hardest yesterday out of both teams. It's like, they're down.
Because it's not for a lack of trying.
Yeah, it's not for a lack of trying. I'm to the point now where I'm watching my child walk to the hot stove. And I'm letting them go to that hot stove and be like, all right, now. All right, it's hot. I'm telling you it's hot. And then as soon as they touch it or attempt to touch it, I'm going to go and I'm going to save them and lecture them. Like, listen, I told you about this stove being hot. These guys are walking towards the stove right now before I'm like, listen, the people are going to turn on you so quickly. We're going to have to talk about you in a different way. We need you to realize what's going down right now. And I'm sure they realize that sports is all about execution, but it just doesn't look good. It doesn't feel fun like it did last year. I watched the two, I guess, backups you want to say come in, Connor Joe and Mitch, and of course they didn't connect at the plate, right? These guys are backups. I wrote in our email, I almost look at every backup the way I look at the Hawks backups, and it's not fair. All right, the Hawks backups, they come in, execute, they're ready to go. I can't look at these guys the same way. I had to calm myself down when that play was made. I go, look, all right. But no, it's getting to the point now where, I mean, Luke Raley is hitting the ball the hardest out of anybody right now. I mean, he has the hardest hit percentage right now on the squad.
And God bless Cole Young.
Yeah, Cole Young's doing his thing as well. It's how many games are we in? 13 games in.
Yeah.
And we have yet to have a Julio moment. We had a Cal moment. I just got a walk-off, a little blooper, nothing crazy. He said a bomb. But we've yet to have that moment where this team looks like they're approaching the potential that they had to start the season, and that's just frustrating. But the thing that has been consistent is the guys on the mounds are going to take care of you and give you a chance to win ball games. But I'm not panicking yet, but they're getting closer to that stove, and I'm perking up a little bit.
Making sure that they're not going to burn themselves. Pete texted in saying, horrible. Come on, the rest of our division's looking pretty good. I can't tell if Pete's being sarcastic, though. He might be, because the Astros actually their pitching looks horrible. They're 30th in ERA. They were just swept by the Rockies. They allowed 9 runs from Colorado in that finale. So, Pete, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. We are very much seeing a meeting on Friday between two teams where one phase of their game is like pretty dreadful right now. I also think that, and we've asked multiple people about this, Jim Bowden, a former GM, Jordan Schusterman, an analyst who was on with us yesterday, about the AL West as a whole. And they're like, yeah, I mean, it's a bummer seeing the Mariners with 4 wins. The bottom of MLB just looking pretty abysmal, but they are deeper and more talented than any other team. Now, eventually you actually have to show it, right? We can't be sitting here on June 1st going, well, they've got so much talent. That means nothing. But it's not June 1st. It's April 9th. Happy birthday, Curtis.
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
Curtis Rogers.
No, you never want the record. You pointed this out. You never want the record to be the date.
No,
It's always
baseball.
bad news.
That's really bad.
That's a bad thing.
Unless it's April 1st. 4-1 is a good spot to be in, but 4-9, 4-10, 4-11. There's a possibility for that, but
Yeah.
we don't want to get there. Be 5-9 tomorrow, and then be a nice 6-9.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be really nice. I still think it will be. I don't want to be patronizing saying it will be fine. I have a very hard time seeing Julio, Naylor, and Cal hitting under 200 for 5 months. I simply don't think that'll happen. But eventually you do need to build, right? Like, eventually you do need to start winning. You don't just get to say it's early for the entire month of April. It can be useful context, but it doesn't feel good to keep saying it.
Yo, 2 hits in back-to-back games, right? Is it back-to-back, or there's another? At least there's another game in this series where you only got 2 hits. That's what's unacceptable, man. It's just, with all the talent that's on this ball club, we can't be talking about. I'm Cole Young. I'm happy for you. You were my dark horse. You're the one I was saying I'm going to look out for this young man. I wasn't expecting him to come out and be leading the charge with him and Luke. You know, that's the issue, is that your guys aren't being the guys, man. Kyle went over. Julio went over. Randy went over. Donovan, you're excused. You've had yourself a decent start to the season. You're fine. You can't do it every single night. JP went over. You know what? He might get an excuse too because he's back up recently. It's just barrel to ball. It's just not happening right now. And I think maybe my hope was that the road trip would bring the bros together, go have a beer and talk about life and all this stuff. So now it's all right. Now come on home and get comfortable. Sleep in your bed. Talk to whoever you talk to. Spend time with the peoples. And let's relax and get going, man. Because you're right. This Astro team has not been playing at a high level. I believe Jordan has been balling, though.
He's been great. The offense has been fine.
Yeah.
But again, they were swept by the Rockies. Like, I am begging people to just look.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry to interrupt. It frustrates me to kind of hear people act like their team is the only team on the planet that struggles.
No, there's plenty of teams struggling right now. You don't know who everyone is at this point. Well, we do know that the Dodgers are going to be on point. We do know that the Yankees have been on point as well, but those are the big dogs. Those are the ones that you expect. The thing is, it felt like the Mariners can transition to not being a big dog, but to being one of the dogs on the block. And we just got to see it, man. It's as simple as that. Pitching has been good. Defense has been suspect. And then for the last couple of years, the defense has been pretty good. Just the bats ain't hot right now.
Is the defense the thing that does worry you? Like, if you were to choose something where you're like, okay, I'm not concerned about this, but I am about this, would that thing you are concerned about be defense?
I think defense is probably, other than the guys on the mound, right? Defense is probably the thing you can control the most. It's like fundamental type stuff. You know, when we go out there to T-Mobile on the matinee games and we're watching them go through their fundamentals, we're watching the shortstop scoop it up, toss it a second. It looks all smooth and stuff. Obviously, when the lights come on, it's a bit different. And these batters aren't hitting you the ball directly. But I feel like if there's anything you can't control, if we're not talking about the mound, it's just fundamentals, making those plays, and just executing. Because at this point, you're not putting up runs. So you cannot spot anybody anything. And it feels like at least 3 games out of the season, you spotted them a few runs.
Yeah. One of the contributors to some defensive struggles has unfortunately been one of your better bats with Brendan Donovan.
This game, it's not something you can run from. So it's kind of one of those things that's like you just got to keep preparing. And I understand I'm not playing to the standard that I set for myself defensively and what I have done the last few years. So that's frustrating. But, you know, my biggest thing is I just want to help the team, and I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job of that over there. So I'll continue to prepare, and, and ultimately I do want the ball hit to me, and I do want to make those plays. And unfortunately, they're just going through some growing pains right now.
One thing I'm not going to do is critique the effort. That's always actually, Bump, kind of a pet peeve of mine is when I don't know why. Like, I'm not a fan in the same way that someone who doesn't cover the team would be. That being said, this sounds like a fan thing to say. I don't love it when people seriously call people bums or say they're not trying. I've seen what it looks like when a player doesn't try. That's not what I see here. What I see here is a team that's pressing, frustrated, just not where they want to be in terms of prep and readiness for the season. And Donovan's one of those guys where at the plate, he's been great, but he's not a third baseman really by trade. So
Yeah.
he's trying to, he's working with Perry. He's trying to figure it out. And maybe one of the solutions is he does. Maybe another solution is Colt Emerson's called up and plays third, and you got to move Brandon around a little bit. Either way, it's one of those things where it's like, look, this guy's trying. Everyone's trying.
That's the hard thing with Donovan is that you have Emerson waiting to take that spot over, right? And you can move Donovan around. But he's such a veteran and such a pro that he deserves some runway, right? Some opportunity, that learning curve. But how long do you wait? That's going to be the question. The more these guys start to lose or continue to lose ball games, the more people are going to be chatting for Emerson and get out there. The more management is this is their job to figure out how to put the right guys out there, the right combination. I think Donovan's been great in the batter's box. It sounds like he's been great as a leader. And Shannon said it himself. There's little things that he doesn't execute, and the next day he's out there working on it. He's a pro's pro, and I think that's something I think people should take into account. You can be upset about what's happening defensively in the box or whatnot, but these dudes are going out and they're working on it. They're not just standing still and be like, oh, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're grinding. But sooner or later, you need to see results, or people are going to start tripping.
We mentioned that stat from Mike Petriello of MLB.com in the beginning of the show, which was the slow bat speed. The Mariners and Mets have had the single biggest drop-off in bat speed in their lineups. Now, they were two teams with the most participants in the WBC. Is that why? Is it just bad luck? Is it from the hitting staff? What's going on? Brock and Salk asked Aaron Goldsmith, well, hey, what do you make of the drop in bat speed?
There is not a direct correlation between slow bat, bad hitter. The correlation that has been made is slower bat, less power. Faster bat, more power. But you can look at bat speed guys that are not great hitters, right? Guys who are elite with bat speed. And you can look at Luis Ariz, who has one of the slowest bats historically, and he obviously hits for greater average and a greater contact than anybody. So I think the one correlation you can make is that if you have a slower bat, you may be more of a contact guy. Well, the Mariners aren't making a lot of contact. Yeah. And also, Randy Arozarena has had one of the greatest drops in bat speed on the team. He's been one of their most productive hitters.
Oh, that was really interesting.
I love that. I really do, because I think the natural tendency for someone to think is if you're swinging hard, then, you're that guy. And it made me automatically, I relate to football all the time, automatically made me think of a receiver. Just because you're fast don't mean you're a nice receiver. You're just fast, right? I've seen guys who run 4.5s. Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best shooters of all time, 4.5 type of guy, and got her done. And so it's deeper than just one measurement, but I like the way you related it to this team is, okay, why has that bat speed gone down? And typically with this team, with this core group of guys, when the bat speed is up, you get more production. So it's there's a whole bunch of ways to look at that stuff. Why is it down? I don't know. Maybe it is WBC. Maybe it is them trying to find their groove. But at this point, I'm like, forget the bat speed. Just I need barrels. That's what I'm looking for now.
Question from a listener. You guys say the Yankees and Dodgers operate as expected. From my perspective, many people expected the Mariners to be better than what we've seen, too. Do we need to reframe our expectations? Salk wants to ban any mention of the term World Series.
I'm not speaking World Series right now. I mean,
really?
I'm not. They don't, because they don't look like it to me. I think they have the potential to be. Once they start looking like it, then I'm saying, all right, let's talk World Series. We need to win a series in a season. That's what we need to talk. Like,
sure.
Look, that can still be the end goal.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, let's shorten these short-term goals down.
I'm not reframing. No, I'm still looking at this team as my expectation is that they get to a World Series, and that has not changed. Remember, Curtis, what year was it where they started like 13-1? Jay Bruce was here. It was like this weird.
2019?
Suddenly, were we talking about a World Series with that team?
I don't think we were.
Oh, okay. So
No.
when a bad team starts hot, you don't then reframe and talk about a World Series.
Why were you talking about World
But when a
Series?
really good team starts slow, suddenly we go, maybe we were too hot on this team.
I
Maybe
think we
too
weren't
high.
talking about one in 2019 because we just looked at the overall collective talent of the
roster.
roster.
You're right.
And we're like,
Totally.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
a World
and
Series
you let
team.
and you look at the roster and you let that inform your projections for the season. That's right. So when you look at this roster, do you not see a roster that should be contending for a World Series?
I do. What I'm saying is, until we start rolling, just kill all that noise. Just win a series. I'm saying that's still the end goal. That's still a possibility. But the player in me, the coach in me is like, all right, let's shorten things up. one game at a time. You know, it is one game at a time, one swing at a time.
Sure.
That's just where my brain goes. I still think they're capable. But for my own sanity, I'm just going to start with a game tomorrow against the Astros and say, let's start there and then get the ball rolling. But yeah, for sure, I look at the roster and think they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I should say I have not reframed my outlook for this team. Two things are simultaneously true for me. I do not like watching this brand of baseball. It is a painful watch, and it's deeply frustrating. And it does leave some worry, right? I do get some questions like, okay, well, how much regression is going to happen for Cal? When can Julio heat up sooner? You don't have Polo giving you a hot April like you did last year, so who's going to do it now? Because Polo was at least giving you slug. Right now, Cole Young's singles are great, but it's not enough to drive in runners. So what's going on here, right? Like, those are questions I'm left with, but, like, I haven't changed my mind about this team being good. Nothing they've done has made me think, nothing they've done has made me think, they're just not good. I was lied to. I think that's an overreaction. Now, that may end up being true. It may end up that they have a wildly disappointing season. I do not think we've seen enough to say that yet.
No. Beat the Astros, though. Let's start there. 5 games in a row. Somebody can put some pressure on Dan. Dan need to walk in and be hot. Dan is such a calm, collected type of person. I want Dan to walk in, and Dan don't even need to yell. You know, he's the type of person that can just pace around the room for like 2 minutes. This is what I used to do with my kids, right? At Monroe High School, we have a horrible practice. And me, I'm a yeller. I get up in them, right? And one time I just walked around and said nothing for like 2 minutes.
Oh, that would scare me.
And just paced around and said, all right, let's go practice. And they came out and had the best practice they ever had. Dan needs to walk around that clubhouse and just nod his head, deep breaths. All right, boys, let's go play.
See, this is why I could never be one of your players. Are you mad at me?
I knew that was going to be
Yes, I am mad at you, Stacey.
I still think Bump's mad at me from 10 minutes ago when I interrupted him.
You don't know how I operate.
I don't have the mindset. No, the problem is I do, but I don't have the mindset that just... Man, players, they're a different species of person.
You know
what? Crazy.
I got on my son at the golf course on hole 17. He was talking back, and I lit him up. By 18, it was over. Sorry, man. Let's finish this round.
Speaking of, Masters coming up in headline rewrites. Let's get to it.
Extra, Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
Headline number 1, big news yesterday. Kraken president of hockey operations, Ron Francis, is stepping down. What's the real headline?
A smart move for a franchise that needs to step up.
Such a, they hit us with such a good okie doke. Playoff team, psych.
No, an all-timer. They're like, get ready for it. And they won a series, so you were like, whoa.
Boy, that was fun.
I can't believe this is happening.
We should do it every year.
Never. You'll never do it again.
This is what we will give you, though. A new coach for the next 3 years. We got you there, though. They just seem like they're wandering right now. They're wandering, and the players that you expected to develop aren't developing. There's something wrong, so moves needed to be made. It's probably not necessarily Lambert. It's the guys upstairs who are putting this personnel on the ice. So this didn't surprise me. I think we've been kind of wondering about this since halfway through the season.
Yeah, the Kraken said this decision was mutually agreed upon, but it sure feels like when the Seahawks moved on from Pete Carroll, where they knew that it was time and they knew what they needed to do, but you have enough respect for this coach as a person and as part of your organization that you go okay, let's do this respectfully. We're going to say we both agreed to do it, right? Now, it's interesting because it comes just a year after he was promoted to president of hockey ops. Jason Botterill made GM. So I don't see it as a sudden 180 in their belief in Ron Francis so much as maybe moving Ron Francis to the president of hockey ops, not baseball ops, president of hockey ops role was a way to be okay, we're going to try a different approach, and then it just didn't work.
Well, don't worry, it was mutual. They both decided.
They both
they want to
decided
get out of there
collectively.
Yeah, Todd Lewicki holding a press conference moments ago. We'll hopefully have some sound from it later on in the show, but said he's promising a full audit of the team's hockey operation. So I don't know. We've heard that Jason Botterill is staying, but I don't know who else could potentially be on the way out.
Yes.
Headline number 2. Quiet in the gallery. The first round of the Masters is underway. What's the real headline?
First, we lose to the Rangers, and now we lose Bump.
iPad is to my right. DeChambeau's in the sand right now. Curtis, how blessed you to have the first round of the Masters on your birthday. Amazing.
It usually does fall around my birthday, which is, I mean, if I were a golf fan, maybe I'd recognize the significance of that. But
yo, if the Masters is on my birthday, I'd be in here with a collar shirt tucked in, slacks, tightless hat on.
Tee behind your ear.
Hey, I'd be locked in, baby. But no, this is beautiful. I was talking to Salk about this. Salk thinks the Masters is last on his list. I go Masters.
What do you mean?
Like
majors?
Majors,
Okay.
yeah. He doesn't like the Masters.
Wow. That's the one I would pay
like the
attention to
main
the
one,
most. Yeah.
He likes the British Open.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Very fancy.
Where it's,
Classic
where it's
Salk.
raining and just like blustery wind all weekend long.
Yeah. No Tiger though. Hurts my soul. That's all good. Be okay.
Well, according to Matt, he thinks Tiger's actually going to win.
Make a surprise entry.
Matt's favorite to win, Tiger Woods. He's going to, Tiger's going to roll in perked up. Hold up. I'm here. Like, Tiger, it's the third round. What are you doing?
I got it.
Let me at it. I love looking at the reverse leaderboard just to see who's having the worst time of it.
Oh, you mean who has the most points? That's what I call it.
In 75th place right now, they finished around Aldrich Potgieter of South Africa.
I'm rooting
shooting
for
a
him.
plus 12.
Let's go. 12s for the 12s.
Naoki Katakoa of Japan also at a plus 12. They're lapping the field with how bad they've been today.
Do you know how good you have to be at golf to be in last place at the Masters?
It's probably the best golfer any local course will ever see.
For sure. Yeah.
What, plus 12 at the Masters? I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
An 84? Yeah.
All day.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
But did you know that they do like a media lottery at the Masters where if you are there to cover the tournament, you can put your name in a hat and you can play the course Monday after everybody's done it.
Something added to the bucket list. Thank you. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm on
Do you
it.
have to be there covering that week? Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to get you to
Bonneville ain't
Augusta.
sending me to no day Masters. I was sharing a room with Wyman at the Super Bowl. I ain't going to no day Masters.
Headline 3, the NCAA discussing a 5-year eligibility model for student athletes. That's a real headline.
Get ready to see a 28-year-old multi-time transfer lead Indiana to another title. This is going to happen.
It is. Poor high school kids. I'm jealous of these young guys because they get paid now. But if you're 18, 17 trying to get to a D1 school,
you're a baby.
You got to fight these 24, 25-year-olds, man. Good luck.
What did you say? It was if you have, like, how many years could you possibly stay?
You could gray shirt, you could red shirt, you could medical shirt, and then according to what Curtis said, if you get hurt at a certain time of the season, you can have another medical shirt. So you could be in school for 9 years. Worst case scenario.
9 of them things.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
You'd be 27 with kids and a mortgage.
That's what I'm saying. Being
Crazy.
like, this is my job. This is my full-time job. You're listening to Bump Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, one secret ingredient to the Seahawks making it to a Super Bowl, ignoring a seemingly innocent trend around the NFL. That's next.
Rangers shut out the Mariners this afternoon. Offense continues to struggle. Only 2 hits on the day.
A day off comes at the right time. Up next, the Mariners return home looking to end a 5-game skid in the first of 3 against the Astros. Tomorrow night at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
That is 12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app. One app, every Mariners game.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saline. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months. Plus, mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Mark your calendars. April 25th is Snohomish PUD's Energy Block Party, and you're invited. Bring the whole family for a day packed with hands-on fun. Check out the Truck Stravaganza, where kids can get up close to big PUD rigs and first responder vehicles. It's free, it's fun, and it's all happening on April 25th at PUD headquarters in Everett. Visit snowpud.com/Energy Block Party.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Heward here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Is skipping voluntary workouts a problem? When Pete Carroll was here near the end of Russell Wilson's tenure, he and I want to say DK Metcalf as well, a couple other Seahawks, would do like their own separate workouts together. And I think you thought not you, Bump, but just general you were like, oh, well, I mean, they're still working out together, still competing. It's not like they're just out traveling and ignoring things. Like, it's totally fine. So I think that maybe the average fan doesn't take issue with it. Again, it's not mandatory, totally voluntary part of off-season training. Now, the reason that it's in the news at all is every single year some superstar doesn't go, and then we all wonder if he's going to be traded. The latest is Myles Garrett. He's not at Browns' voluntary workouts. Todd Monken, new Browns head coach, is saying, look, if it were me, I would be there, but like it's not, so it is what it is. We love Myles. But naturally, people are now wondering if Myles Garrett's going to be traded. So that's why it constantly makes headlines. And they never end up getting traded, and they end up showing up, and everything is the same. But for the Seahawks, 100% participation in OTAs ended up being what Mike McDonald thought was a factor. This was way back in August.
I mean, it's so important. It's just like, hey, why do we practice this week? You know, we could take this week off, but it's about stacking wins. It's just being with your teammates, building the connection, building your bodies, building the callus, understanding the details, incremental gains all the time. And I've found that when you do it with your teammates in this atmosphere, you work the hardest, you get the most out of it, you get the most bang for your buck, and your team becomes better for it. I guarantee you, if we didn't have the attendance we had now, we would not be as confident going into the first game about the connection we had, the team unity we have, the shared understanding of what we're trying to achieve. We would not be at this point if the guys didn't make that decision to come to the offseason program.
Now, if nothing happens with their season, maybe you hear that and never think about it again. But they won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 100% participation in OTAs wasn't the major thing, but does it matter more than we think?
It must. I mean, he got 100%, right? Then they go to a Super Bowl. I think that the Browns could have 100% participation. They ain't going to the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah.
I think I mean,
that's fair.
I think that's part of the formula.
Yeah, it's one ingredient.
Yeah, you still need coaching. You still need a quarterback you believe in, your coordinators, your personnel. Yeah, all that stuff matters. I think 100% participation is just the thing that might put you over the top over a team that is a contender as well, because you have that camaraderie and you have that togetherness that Mike McDonald's done a great job of creating over there. 100% participation for contending teams, matters. 100% for the Browns, the Jets. I will bet my career right now the Browns could have 100% participation and they're not going to the Super Bowl next year.
Agree. And they don't have 100% participation. Again, Myles Garrett, I don't know if he's the only player or one of a couple that isn't showing up, but I do wonder if it's maybe if it also signifies a good culture. Like you said, you're exactly right. 100% of Browns players showing up doesn't put them in the Super Bowl, but could it make them a better team? Could it make them more together? Could it get people on the same page?
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
It could. I also think that I guarantee you there are teams that won Super Bowl that didn't have 100% participation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It happens all the time, right? Guys do their own things and have their own trainers or whatnot. It's all about what falls in line with what matters to your coach. And there are some coaches that feel like my main guy doesn't have to be there for this. I would love for him to be there, but I'm not stressed out if he's not here. We have a culture already established. Like, imagine a guy like Harbaugh with the Ravens for 18 years. With one Super Bowl or two? One.
With the Ravens, one.
One. And they were one of the standards of the league for so long. I can almost guarantee you not everybody went to those voluntary programs. There has to be a Super Bowl. I guarantee there's a Super Bowl team that was dominant.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have 100% participation. So there are just different ways to do it. I think with Mike McDonald, he stresses the importance of this, and the guys have bought into it, so they show up. But if there is no Nick Mawari, if there's no Leo, if there's no Kobe when he was here, if there's no Sam Darnold, this team ain't winning. So, yeah, it matters. And it's important to Mike McDonald in this program, but it's not the reason why they won a Super Bowl.
The Seahawks begin their off-season training activities on the 20th, so they're still a ways away. But I think it's something that I'm going to be paying closer attention to than I normally have. In fact, my opinion used to be that it didn't matter a ton, that it was like an old school take to think that every single person had to show up, and that in today's NFL with specialized trainers and people that you're spending a ton of money on to work with you on certain things, that you were just going to have times where you live in Florida in the off season and you've got your guy you're paying tens of thousands of dollars, for some specialized workouts with, you're going to stay with him. Or maybe if guys, had contract situations and it's like, well, that's business. The NFL's a business. Like that used to be my take. And I think I've come around to just the importance of attendance, right? Let's say Bobby Wagner was still here and he had some stuff with the Seahawks where he wanted a new contract, hadn't gotten it yet, but still showed up. It could be something like that too, where like I think just being in the building is really important and so much more important than we realize it is in a modern NFL. There are certain fans that have always felt that way. They've always been turned off by players not showing up to voluntary workouts. But there are some like me that like have usually not felt strongly about it either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Seeing the end product of a coach that really values it, you don't want to mess with what works.
No, I think now it's going to be standard practice for these dudes.
Yeah.
I think he did a great job of getting them to buy in and to showing up. And you show up and now you get the results that you have. Now with the Seahawks, if you're new to this program, there will be pressure to show up to this stuff because it's part of the formula to creating a Super Bowl team. I think in other places, it won't be. And that's okay for them. You know, it might work for a team. You know, I would love to see if the Hawks don't win the Super Bowl, they don't go back-to-back. Whoever did win, what their participation looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the NFL is. It's a copycat league. You're going to have trends and all that good stuff. And I think that if we see more participation or 100% across the league and guys are winning Super Bowls, then it'll become a thing. When I was there, it wasn't. And we also were bad. So the formula, the recipe was missing. We also didn't have the personnel to be good enough anyway. So
right,
it's just it's more complicated than it seems, but because it worked for this team, it's going to be standard practice.
So this doesn't have anything to do with the Seahawks, but in the final couple minutes here, does it make things a little tense or weird if Todd Monken, head coach of the Browns, said, I wouldn't miss it. I think it's important to be here?
No. He's the head coach. He wants his star player there. I think if that's the way he feels, he's supposed to say that.
Why isn't? Because Myles Garrett isn't waiting for a new contract.
I think he has his guys. I don't think he trusts what's going on over there. This guy is the sack leader for a single season, and I bet you he's like, you know what? Last year I trained on my own, and I performed at a super high level. I don't want to switch up what I'm doing. We talk about routine all the time when it comes to the Mariners and WBC.
Mm-hmm.
That's his routine probably, and that's what works for him. But it is important if your coach is going out there and making it publicly known that he prefers you be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might want to do it, but he's the best in the game. He's the best in the game at his position.
Only a semi-related question. Do you think that there's a return in any way to a slightly old-school approach to coaching? I think that 3 years ago, it was considered an old-school take if you said everyone needs to be there for voluntary workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Are we kind of returning to people relearning how much that emphasis matters?
I think it takes guys like Mike McDonald who are younger to do it, to get people to think about it. Will it completely go that way? I don't think so. But can we see a shift where more teams are doing it? Most definitely.
All right, don't forget to download the Seattle Sports app for this Mariners season. Every game, one app, and it's completely free. You can take the game with you on the go when you're out running errands, maybe at Little League practice, on a hike with your family and friends, on the boat, wherever. The Seattle Sports app travels with you, so you can enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final Mariner season all in one place at no cost. Did I mention it's free? It is the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. By the way, if you download the Seattle Sports app, you can also listen to all of our shows in podcast form, including specialized shows like The John Schneider Show, which airs every single Thursday at 4 p.m. on Wyman and Bob. So you don't want to miss it. Easiest way to access your favorite Seattle sports stories. Still to come, Ryan Rowland-Smith is going to answer all of our Mariners questions, like what the heck is happening? He joins us at 11. Before then, Bump's got three things grinding his gears. He needs to get it off his chest with Get Off My Lawn.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Hey, what's up? It's Michael Bumpus, man. The weather has been great. The Masters is on right now. You know you want to go out there and play some golf, man. Go to Loomis Trails Golf Course. It is up north. It's great. There's water everywhere. You better hit the ball straight. And while you're there, man, you got to visit Silver Reef Casino. It's awesome. They got the steakhouse. The food there is on point. Also, they got this promotion going on. It's Roads to Riches promotion. Silver Reef is celebrating their anniversary month, and you can win a 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 all-wheel drive in April. All you got to do is get up there and participate, man. I'm telling you, go to Silver Reef Casino Resort. The decor is on point. The service is great. You got to take I-5 exit 260 to Silver Reef Casino Resort, and you are there. You got golf, you got food, you got promotions. Everything you need is there. They also got TVs everywhere where you can watch sports, especially the Masters. Let's see if Scotty can get one this year. All right, book your stay at silverreefcasino.com. That's silverreefcasino.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First, you've heard me talk about them. PCF Construction Group. People come first. And if you've been dreaming of a new deck, well, now is the time to call PCF before the good weather arrives and their schedule gets all filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor space year-round, no matter the weather. And for a limited time, get 50% off demolition costs. That's up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. You know, they designed and built our outdoor living space, and we loved it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, construction, they take time. So don't wait another day. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Opened in 1933, our family is still here, doing the right thing for your family.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
Your reputation matters. That's why so many landscape professionals choose Gravely. You can save up to 20% on Gravely commercial mowers during the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event going on now through the 19th. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big, bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop, his quantum fiber's on top. Here to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply. Dave Wyman here to talk about a revolutionary treatment for prostate cancer. It's Swedish, called CyberKnife. I want to bring in Dr. Meyer, medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center, with the most experienced prostate cancer treatment team in the Northwest. Dr. Meyer, what makes Swedish CyberKnife so effective?
The CyberKnife allows us to target prostate cancer with better than a millimeter of accuracy.
It adjusts for patient motion on the fly in real time, and it avoids giving radiation to other surrounding vital organs. Plus, the treatment can be done in just 5 quick sessions.
I understand it's the most technologically advanced treatment available.
Correct. Plus, the CyberKnife is more affordable, it's less invasive, and has minimal side effects compared to other treatments. Our research shows that after 10 years, more than 90% of patients are free from cancer progression.
To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate, or just give them a call, 206-320-7187.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We got a couple questions about the Mariners, so it's a good thing Rowland-Smith is joining us in 15. If you guys have a few others, you can text those in, 866-979-3776. Right now, it is, well, it's a Thursday. We didn't have a Wednesday at 10:45, but Wednesdays at 10:45, Bump's got some things to get off his chest with Get Off My Lawn. Bump, what's driving you crazy?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
In honor of the Masters, I have one for golf.
Okay.
Masters, I love you. Watch you right now.
Okay.
Scotty just teed off. Just missed the fairway. He'll be all right, though. So this weekend, I played golf with my 2 sons and my nephew. Right, my oldest son is a golfer. Big as little Michael shot a 76 in front of my eyes.
Wow.
And I'm like, it's over for me. He's gonna be better.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something called playthrough. So it's 4 of us. I got 3 or 2 young ones with me, and then my older son. And if you're playing slow, or if there's a group that has 2 people behind you, you let them play through. Like, all right, you guys go ahead and play through. So we let this couple play through, and around hole 14, he has to go back because he forgot his rangefinder. Helps you figure out the distance to the pin. And now we're moving. So the rule is we're up against the group that's in front of us now.
That you let pass you.
No, so the group that we let pass has to go back.
Okay.
So now we're just moving along, and now they came back, and they're asking to play through again. I go, no.
Yeah.
You lost your playthrough privileges.
Yes.
We're on hole 14. We're up against this other group. You don't get to play through. And he gave me an attitude. And he's lucky he was an older man. So I looked at him, I go, sir, you know how this goes. The group is right there in front of us. If we were playing slow, then you could play through. And you've been playing this game for way too long to know this, dog. If you got somewhere to go, you go ahead and go to the clubhouse and do your thing. Mm-hmm. But this man gave me an attitude, and he's lucky he was an older guy. And I'm sitting there with these young men. I got to set an example. I'm like, this is how you handle it. Yeah, you can be firm, you can be stern with this person, but you don't disrespect because he's an older guy. Mm-hmm. All right? You lost your playthrough privileges. Don't come back and try to challenge me and my son. Even my oldest son was like, Dad, don't let him through. I go, yeah, we're not letting him through, son. All right, so learn the rules. You know the rules, all right? That was one for the Masters.
Do you think that he was trying to play through because he assumed that your son, because your son is still a teenager, that he just assumed that, like, oh, those kids aren't going to play up to speed, like they're not.
That's why we let them through, because there was a gap between us.
Sure,
the gap is gone.
Right.
So what you're saying is we're going to let you play through, and our round is 30 minutes longer.
Mm-mm.
No, if there was a gap, you could play, sir. But there's no gap.
Nope.
My young men are keeping up.
Yep.
Back in the line, Craig. Back in the line.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Not good.
Next up.
What's next? Yeah, let's get rid of Masters music, please.
I'm 40.
All right, man. When you think of just like one of the biggest companies in our country, biggest stores in our country.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. What store do you think of?
Oh God, there's
a common folk store.
Common folk store. So not like a Target, Safeway,
something along those lines.
Walmart.
All right. As of April 2026, Walmart's market capitalization net worth is over $1 trillion.
That's so many dollars.
The Walmart family is balling. You said that's so many dollars.
Mm-hmm.
My friend listening, she's going to laugh that you said that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when I go to Target, sometimes I don't even take my wallet in there. You know what I mean? Because I got my phone.
Done.
Go to Fred Meyer. I don't even take my wallet sometimes. Everything's on my phone.
Duh.
Why doesn't Walmart have tap? You're making way too much money to not have tap. Every time I go into Walmart, granted, you be responsible. You bring your wallet and stuff, but it's inconvenient. You are one of the biggest stores in the world, Craig. You telling me every time I got to pull out my card? Here's the thing about my card. My card has character. It's been washed. It's been dried. It's bent up. If I don't have to pull that thing out, I ain't pulling that thing out.
It's got character.
Every time I hand my card over to a waiter, I go, this is a special card. It has character, okay? Take care of it.
It's seen thing.
It's seen. And I don't want to replace it because then everything gets shut down for 5 days. I got to go get cash. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. I got to use a credit card. I don't want to do it. But Walmart, You're worth $1 trillion. And you mean to tell me the mom and pop shop down the street can get tapped, but you can't get tapped? It's frustrating.
Unforgivable.
And then sometimes I forget. I go to Walmart, grab something for my daughter. She's into these squishy things right now. It's a craze. Curtis, are your kids into the squishy things right now?
Oh, yeah.
It's wild. I don't know what the craze is about this. And Walmart has them. So I go on my daughter. I'm like, what you want, baby girl? Hey, you know what? Get 3. Get 3 squishy things, girl. I got you. Then we get them to the counter, and I'm like, I'm holding my phone and ready to go. She goes, oh, no, we don't do tap. Oh, you don't do tap. This is Walmart. $1 trillion. One of the biggest stores in the world, Craig. And you don't have tap?
I hope you said that to her.
Come on, man.
This is Walmart.
I did say, this is Walmart.
$1 trillion. What do you mean you don't do tap?
I said, you mean Fred Meyer's down the street, which is like a local type of thing, a regional type of thing?
Yeah.
Has tap, but you don't have tap?
So then you had to pull out your card.
No, I left it I left my wallet in the car.
No.
So I had to go back to the car, get my wallet, come back. First world problems, I know. But goodness gracious, Walmart, get dang tap.
Oh, that's devastating.
Come on.
That is really surprising, though. There's not one near me, so I wouldn't know this, but I would just assume that it's the easiest possible thing to do, to give them money. They have so much of it. They're like, great, this is how we got it.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's
what we
shameful.
doing?
You know
Tippity
what?
tap.
Walmart, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Goodness gracious.
What's next?
Last one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
This is some real old man stuff right here, man. This is some real old man stuff.
Where are we going?
I don't understand loud cars.
Okay.
Why do you have the modification on your car sound like someone's just popping balloons, constantly pop, 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 pop. What are we doing? I'm on the freeway today, and some kid is going 30. And it's so loud. I go, you should be going 150 as loud as your car is right now. Why do you have loud? And then we go over the underpass where there's echoes, and he knows there's echoes. So he it does again. And I look at this dude. I'm like, why? We all trying to get to work. I don't know where you're going, but we're trying to get to work. You're messing up my groove. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to music. Why is your car so dang loud? And also, when you pull up in the neighborhoods, turn your music down. Turn your music down.
This is the oldest thing you've ever said.
Down. If you are out in the streets, downtown, main streets, blasting, I might even rock with you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a dad thing because I'm 100% lockstep with Bump.
God, you guys are
turn it down.
old.
Hate those cars.
Turn it down.
So old.
My music be up sometimes, when I be in traffic.
Right.
But once I get half a mile of my house,
but also
because
I turn it down because when you park, you got to focus.
You got to focus.
Well, you got to focus. You turn the music down. You got to focus.
It's scientifically proven that you lock in when the music is down.
Facts.
All right? But loud cars and loud music when you're in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Loud cars in general. I don't understand why we need to hear all that pop from a hatchback Civic. I don't get it.
You're not racing anybody. You're just commuting at that point.
Makes no sense.
Matt, can we make a super cut from this segment of these two boomers? Start with Bump saying, I don't like loud cars.
Loud cars
and then
make no
turn it
sense.
into him and Curtis with the last thing they both said. Which what are you trying to do? It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
If we could
say Tokyo Drift,
if we
okay?
could,
right? Are we filming a movie? Fast and Furious 12? What are we doing?
God, if we could
This
cut
I-90, that's all it is.
we could cut all this
You're
together.
only going 35 miles an hour anyway on I-90 in the morning.
Let's just
It's
go
slow.
ahead and throw this in at the end of the show if we could. Thank you. So good at your job. Ryan Rowland-Smith joins us next.
Rangers shut out the Mariners this afternoon. Offense continues to struggle. Only 2 hits on the day.
A day off comes at the right time. Up next, the Mariners return home looking to end a 5-game skid in the first of 3 against the Astros. Tomorrow night at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
That is 12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app. One app, every Mariners game.
Do you need a new roof? Then trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing to get you taken care of this spring. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and secure $500 off your roof replacement. Right now, you can still take advantage of spring pricing and beat the summer rush. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
On October 3rd, Snohomish PUD is hosting the first ever Community Energy Run at the Water Operations Center in Lake Stevens, located on the scenic Centennial Trail. It's a family-friendly 5K where every step supports the Community Energy Fund, helping local families keep the lights on when times get tough. Join the Community Energy Run on October 3rd. Learn more at snowpud.com/run.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. One of our most popular services is our match-up service, where we use your old door as a template to create a new door in your existing frame. Whether you need an interior or exterior door, this is a great way to change out your doors DIY style. And as long as we have what you need in stock, we currently have available space without a long wait for our same-day match-up service. Please visit us in Shoreline, where there's plenty of good parking. Also, check us out online at franklumber.com.
Meet the company electrifying the marine industry. ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. Significantly less maintenance and service, ARC is built to be as easy to operate as it is to maintain. Featuring heated seats and seat backs, a large display, easy handling, and impressive kick. You have to see it and experience ARC for yourself. Book a demo. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. ARC. You have to see it to believe it.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners dropped their series finale to the Rangers yesterday in a 3-0 shutout. It's the first sweep of the Mariners since 2023 for the Rangers, and unfortunately for Seattle, it's their 5th consecutive loss in a season with World Series expectations. They've got an off day today. Make sure you tune in for Extra Innings at 7 p.m., hosted by Curtis Rogers. And then a series opener Friday back here in Seattle against the Astros.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. from the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. I was really hoping, Ryan, that we could bring you on and talk about how the Mariners got a win to salvage what was left of a series against the Rangers, and maybe they could build on it against the Astros. Instead, they got shut out and swept, and that's not great. A really popular talking point that we've heard has been about bat speed. What would be the reason, do you think, that the Mariners' bats would be slower than last year?
This is something, and this is brought up. I was just over on the East Coast, so you always get kind of that like outside of the Mariner perspective when you start comparing to other teams and whatnot. You do also have to factor in a few things like, pitch selection and how many times do they swing and what kind of defensive swings they're having, which all accumulate, obviously different bat speed and stuff like that. To me, it is when you have, if a team overall or individual status for some of these players, if you're looking at a metric like bat speed, you have to look at the player when they're in rhythm and when everything's clicking in regards to approach, when everything's clicking with plate discipline, when everything's clicking in regards to swing decision and getting your ace swing off every single time. Now, the Mariners, when you look at bat speed and as a group, or even some of your big hitters in the middle of the plate, especially obviously Julio and Randy has good bat speed. So does Julio, for example. Cal, obviously. But you look at those guys and say, all right, well, go a little deeper there in regards to some of the things I just mentioned, and that'll tell you something. It's not a situation where it's like everyone's under the weather and they've got the flu, or they're all carrying around bad obliques, or spring training was too hard, or anything like that. I really think you have to measure something like that when you do have A, bigger sample size, and B, when guys are actually clicking with some of those things I spoke about that create bat speed as well as just straight athleticism.
Ryan, what's the conversation like with, or what do you assume the conversation is like with this team when going into the season, there's a lot of World Series expectations, right? Stacey and I were just having this conversation. And, they'll say they're not focused on that. They don't hear that, but clearly they do. They know what their goals are. And then you get to a point of the season like this where it's still early, but it's not going as planned. I told Stacey my focus shifts to, okay, let's just win a series. I don't even want to talk about World Series. What do you think the conversation is like with this team right now? Are they acknowledging that there are struggles? What's Dan's conversation like? I'm asking you to assume a lot. I just want to get your perspective.
Yeah, well, okay. To your point, look, they know that as individual standpoint, as a team standpoint, obviously the goal is to get to the World Series. They got so close last year, and outside of that, they know that they're carrying these expectations from fans, front office, us as well. So if any of the players were to sit there, oh, no, we're not really focused on that. Well, yeah, okay, 20 seconds before a pitch, absolutely. But when you get in the car and drive home and you're hitting, if you're Cal Raleigh, who, is off to a rough start, and all of a sudden, you're hitting your chase percentage is 29%. Your swing and miss is, up around, 30+%, blah, blah, blah. You're looking at that going, hold on a minute, man, like what is happening? You start scratching your head a little bit. Now, inside the locker room, I'm telling you, like, no one wants to see this start at all, right? Of course. Fans, inside the locker room, you're on the road for the first time as a group, a couple new faces. It's a fresh season. But the timing is actually pretty good. I'll tell you why, because you have this big opening day and everyone's like, well, we're going to win the AL West. And all of a sudden you run into the Angels, who have nothing to lose. You run into the Texas Rangers that are trying to figure some things out around the margins. You also have the Athletics, who have a really good offense. And you have the Houston Astros, who are off to a good start you're about to see tomorrow. So you look at that and say, hold on, maybe this is not going to be as smooth sailing. How do we start making these adjustments with guys in the room that we are familiar with? And what I mean by that is this. If you bring in 4 or 5 players and you buy them via free agency, bring them in, and you're off to this kind of start, man, you start looking around going, whoa, maybe these guys don't click. Maybe these guys don't vibe the same way as and especially Dan Wilson. However, the blessing in disguise here is, A, it's early in the season, a.k.a. first week and a half, and B, we all know each other very well, which helps massively because we've seen and operated with each other when things have been really good. So the timing, as much as it sucks, I'm telling you, offensively, it is so tough to watch, man. Just trying to string together some kind of pulse in these innings and put some kind of pressure on some of these pitches. And I can use countless examples of this whole road trip. But at the same time, man, I think the blessing in disguise is time of year. They all know each other. And I think, look, Dan Wilson, I'm sure there's been a couple lukewarm meetings. Nothing where he's going to start, ripping into what's going on. But having an off day today, you come back in, press the reset button. They will get going offensively, but I think the time of year, to me, I hate to say this, but it's still early, and there's no better time than to get kind of your butt kicked right now, especially when everyone else is doing well in your division.
I keep seeing, Ryan, comments about, Julio's stance looks a little different, or Cal's swing looks a little different, or, Naylor looks like he's more upright, whatever it is that people are noticing about kind of what a guy's swing looks like, little tiny tweaks. What typically would be the reason that a guy would change it? Is it kind of sometimes on accident, and how do you fix it?
I think, a really good question. Yeah, if you have a full 6 weeks of spring training, and Stacy and Bump, I've talked to you guys about this off air too. Talking about the World Baseball Classic, and by the way, I just got back from over in New Jersey where I wanted to bring this up and actually do a full breakdown about players with the World Baseball Classic, and they said, let's not, because everyone loves the World Baseball Classic. And I was like, no worries. However, when you look around some of these players, and off the top of my head from some of the lists I made, because I've created a little spreadsheet here of what players typically get off to a good month of April, who don't, guys who kind of need that 6 weeks. Well, there's some big candidates around baseball that are off to a slow start who needed that 6 weeks. Now, you're talking about switching up stance, trying to hit stuff with your hands or whatever. You're in straight, at this point in time, you get on the road for the first time, especially after that homestand, you're like, man, you're just trying to play catch-up because of the World Baseball Classic, man. You mentioned 2 names, Julio, Cal. You are literally trying to play catch-up, and you're trying to just find something at game speed in this first week or so, which just feels comfortable. You just want to get to a place that when I'm in at bat number 3, and it's week 2, whatever, I feel really comfortable about physically where my swing is and mentally my approach. And I think some of these guys that just simply didn't have the resources that they could have had around them because they're off playing in the World Baseball Classic, they didn't have the cages, they didn't have game speed, but it's still practice mode like spring training. I think they're really playing catch-up. And Cal, Julio, and Josh Naylor, man, it is so evident with those guys in regards to just trying to play catch-up physically and mentally.
Yeah, I saw something yesterday that was interesting during the game. It was a JP at bat, and it was a ball called, and the catcher tapped the helmet and challenged it, right? And it was called a strike.
Uh-huh.
And the next pitch, or maybe a few pitches later, I'm not sure. Either the next pitch or the one after that, whoever's on the mound attacks the same area, but clearly throws it out the zone. And in my head, I'm thinking he's just guessing that JP's going to chase that because it was generally in the same area that was called a ball reversed over to a strike. As a pitcher, would you use the ABS to your advantage that way, or am I overthinking this thing?
No, it's still to be seen, right, in regards to how guys are going to strategically use the ABS. And by the way, too, like, Bump, to your point, man, like, there's been countless times where you go to throw a pitch, guy calls time, and you let go of the pitch. You're like, man, that dude I just showed my hand because I just spun a slider in there, even though time was called, the pitch wasn't. And you're like, now what do? Do I go back to that pitch? That's like my bread and butter right now with 2 strikes, man. Like that's how I want to attack him. Now the ABS system as well in regards to, a couple things, a couple guys are starting to talk about, just on your point, is now they're starting to track if guys are challenging more on the inner half of the plate, up, down, or away. Sometimes it's a tell, especially too with the success rate of it. how well can they see pitches? Some guys just don't see pitches away from them like they do in, and vice versa, up and down. And so what now, I was talking to a friend of mine who works with the Twins, and he said one thing we're going to take advantage of with the ABS is to see how well hitters, and not just our games, everyone's games, how can they track what pitch is easier for them to recognize and what pitch is easier for them to, get a pitch on the black or if a team burns their two challenges, how are we going to attack the hitters a little bit differently because they don't have the same leeway. And by the way, umpires too, man, you burn those challenges, just telling you, it's a little bit different mindset too of the way they call balls and strikes as well. So that's something that you will see, I think, in a couple of months. So you're not overthinking it. I'm telling you, man, everyone's trying to get a leg up with some of this ABS stuff. I'm telling you right now. And it's in the works with all these teams as to how they're going to deploy it a little bit differently based on the way guys challenge and the way guys go about it.
What do you know kind of behind the scenes about, let's say, the plan on an off day like today? And the reason I ask, Ryan, is I saw someone tweeting like, these guys don't even look like they're trying. I'm like, yeah, buddy, something tells me they're like in the cage, like they're putting in the work. They're,
Right.
I guarantee you Donovan's working with Perry Hill to try to figure some stuff out. Like Cal and Julio and Naylor are all taking some extra time. Like I am sure that these guys are working at it, but you're actually connected with the team and you see these things. So tell us kind of what you know about their approach right now, their mentality right now, and some of the things that you're hearing or seeing.
Well, first of all, just on the Brendan Donovan, in regards to Perry Hill / defense with him, that's a work in progress too, man. I mean, the guy's so limited in regards to playing defensively. And not to mention too, Leo Rivas, for example, having to when he was playing shortstop there for a bit, man, it was like a work in progress as well, like especially with the arm strength, going on the backhand, some of those things. So that's obviously, within itself. In regards to having these players with the swing, and back to the point about making little mini adjustments, I just still don't think look, I say this depending on the personnel. Now, you've got Bobby Magianis and Kevin Seitzer, who, especially Mags, right? He's like the swing whisperer with some of these guys, to be honest with you, man. Like, from what I hear with him, he has a way of delivering the message when to not press the panic button, in other words. So, like, you're over for 1,000. He can come in and say, like, hey, man, we have to reconstruct. Hey, watch this video, blah, 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 break it all down. He kind of has that sort of flow about him where he's going to get, and just from being around him, I've developed a relationship with him. He's going to get to the approach side first, hear what they have to say in regards to what they think about their swing, and then break it down, as opposed to, okay, look, man, watch this video, your hands are doing this, blah, blah. And so what I'm trying to say is this: at this point in the season, you have those conversations calmly about what's going on, because we're all pressing the panic button. But internally, I just think that they're having more of that calm conversation, trying to get a real good feel for it. And on the other side, too, when people say, oh, hey, look, where's the energy, this and that, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm not going to lie. There's times I'm like, hey, man, there feels like there's no energy with this team. However, when you get robbed of 3 home runs like the other night, dude, you're deflated in that dugout, man. When you have a situation, Emerson Hancock had to go back out in that 7th inning, I'm sitting there going, man, I'm feeling for him right now, because this is back in the Angels series, 2 runners on with none out, Luke Raley can't get a bunt down, and you got the middle of your order coming up, and you can't get a run across. I'm telling you, that is so, I don't care what game of the year it is, or postseason, whatever. That is so deflating, and it can just suck the life straight out of that dugout. So sometimes you do have to manufacture some of that energy, because it is low. I'm not going to lie. It feels like, I'm not in there too, by the way, so I can't speak for that. But from my point of view, I'm watching going, man, someone needs to get some sort of energy cranking with this team, because it does look pretty flat.
Stacy asked you about Donovan defensively, but what about the team as a whole? It feels like they're giving away or spotting 1 or 2 runs a game just because of defensive mistakes or just the inability to make the play. Like yesterday, I saw Julio misread a ball, and it looked kind of silly. You know what I mean? I'm like, Julio, you're too good to have your body in that position. You know, and then Randy the other day with the same situation. What do you see? Is it just fundamentals? Is it just rust? Should we look at the defense the same way we look at the bats, as in, these guys didn't get the reps that they would usually get during the spring?
Yeah, you know what? Like, so Randy, there was a play going back to the homestand where Rivas dropped that ball, and you got Brandon Donovan, new to third base, really. Leo Rivas, who's, he can play shortstop, but he has to let that ball, you have to stay, what's called, in front of that ball, because that ball's going to tail back into the field. He overran it. But however, Randy, that's Randy's ball right there. Like, he should be underneath that ball, and he wasn't. Spoke to Perry Hill about that, and he said, no, that's Randy's ball. He's got to be there. Now, there's times coming in on plays with Randy that there's a little bit of that hesitation because he's taken that second look at the infielders when he should be pushing hard to get to that ball. And I remember seeing it because I was in the booth that night, and I actually watched it back, where you see him look down at the fielders, look back up, look down, and when they do two or three times, like, oh, okay, they're kind of sitting back waiting for the player to play to develop underneath the infielders. Where it's like, no, you have to be charging hard. Now, Julio makes so many amazing catches. Sometimes his speed can get in the way a little bit, and there's times where he'll botch a ball, but defensively he's light years ahead of what he was just a couple of years ago. Connor Joe, who's played plenty of first base yesterday, threw that ball away. That's a little bit of pressing. He just got off the bus from AAA. I get it. He's trying to make an impression, and he's got one of these plays that his game speeds up and he's so quick. And all this goes back to, I'm just mentioning some of these plays, but a lot of the times when you see, giving up a run or two, a lot of it is because you are playing these tight games. You bring your at-bats into the field. You're pressing a little bit. You're trying to be perfect because you're not taking a breath. I talked about that energy too in the dugout, and it can carry over what you do in the field. It happens all the time. And that's why, I remember the Red Sox went through this at a point last year. I remember, talking to a friend of mine, Will Middlebrooks, who does he's the color analyst for him. And he just said, he goes, man, so many of these guys, they get frustrated with their at-bats, and he just seeps into the field. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great point. And you see that from teams. So I think it's a little bit of that too. But, again, this all comes down to you just got to put up a 6 spot somewhere. You're going to get Cal, Josh Naylor, and Julio just crushing some starting pitcher, taking him out in 4+. And then you can take a breath and go, okay, we're okay. Let's build off of this. But they haven't had that build off of moment just yet.
He is Ryan Rowland-Smith, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What's an example of some rich people activity in the NFL?
Rich folk activity, man. I wish I could afford this. I don't afford to miss this money. We're talking about Myles Garrett not going to workouts. He loses $1 million.
$1 million?
He's like, don't worry, man. I'm getting about 35, 40 a year anyway. I'm not worried about that. I saw that, and I couldn't imagine losing out on $1,000 because of a workout. I'd be at everything that I could be. I'm also not Myles Garrett, one of the greatest of all time, to do this. I just thought that is how financially stable that man is. That's why he's working with his team, because he believes that that is what's best for him at this time. So, yeah, man, it's funny seeing Myles Garrett lose out on $1 million and not even flinch.
That's how I felt with my friend ordering a plain coffee from Uber Eats and ends up being $20. It's just like, man, what a life.
Plain coffee? Plain?
Just like shots over ice.
Yeah.
And it's like for people that are just like, you know what, it's worth it for me to get this convenience. Or basically for Myles Garrett, he's paying $1 million to work out the way he wants. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Second down. What's an indication that spring football is growing?
So this is true but false. You see that the USFL is adding a team to Oklahoma City. I'm like, yeah, they'll support a team, right? They're good. They've also moved their games into smaller stadiums so it doesn't look like you're playing a high school football game. But it's all false. I was reading the article and I'm thinking, okay, they must be growing. They're in debt. They're operating at a loss at $40 to $50 million. So what needs to happen is the NFL needs to support this. The NFL is going to support a flag football program, which I get, but flag football doesn't lead you to the NFL. This spring league gives guys opportunities to get to the NFL. Now, the NFL does aid. They help out with officiating. They help out with rules and other things. But they need to fully endorse this team. Each team should be connected to an NFL team like it's a minor league team. Because I want to see this thing succeed. Because there are some guys, just like in the minors, who will not be good enough to make it to the NFL. But you can make an okay living playing football in the spring, and then during the offseason, you go ahead and do something else. Just give these guys a chance. And I think that if this doesn't change quickly in the next 2 or 3 years, this will be another failed spring season. The NFL needs a minor league team. You already got college, which is turning into minor league with guys staying there for 7 years. But a spring league would be great. NFL, support this in a different way.
Third down. What new starting quarterback is most interesting to you?
Isn't Malik Willis just a great story?
Mm-hmm.
Like, going to Liberty, getting drafted to the Titans, then having Mr. Mayo himself get drafted behind you, Will Levis, not working out over there. You go to Green Bay, you learn over there, and now you played in, 4 games last year or something like that? He played in 4 games, was 30 of 35, 422, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and now you are the guy in Miami. If he has success, I think this is even more reason why quarterbacks should take their time and just develop. He's still a young man. He is 26 years old. You don't reach your prime as a quarterback until you're like 30, 31. I just like the way this is going. I hope he has a lot of success over there because it will reinforce what I think. I think you believe into it, believe it as well, that don't rush these quarterbacks, man. I'm looking at him now, just the way his body is, the way his face looks. He's a grown man now. Entering this league, he was a young boy. He's a young man. So I like this for him. I will be following the Miami Dolphins really closely because I just want to see what his development looks like. One thing we do know about Green Bay quarterbacks, for some reason, they have success. From Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, and hopefully this guy is the next one to have success. Wishing him a whole bunch of luck.
Fourth down. I know you're kind of joking, but why is Todd Monken a hypocrite?
He's a straight hypocrite.
What?
This is funny. This is funny, though. He wants Myles Garrett at these deals, right?
Yeah.
Monken missed the coach's picture at the gathering that they had. The NFL coach's picture. He missed. You know what he said? He said, man, they moved it and I just wanted to get a haircut. He moved it and he wanted to get a haircut. Now, I ain't mad at Monken, right? It's just a picture. He's still going to be the coach of the Cleveland Browns. But little things like that in football, you know how coaches are. You be where you're supposed to be. You're on time. You're disciplined. You're this, you're that, and the third. Monken, you missed the coach's picture because you wanted to get a sweet haircut, he said, and couldn't move his haircut around.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. I just thought it was funny because the timing of the whole thing with Myles Garrett not making it to the offseason program. Now, granted, Myles Garrett, that's a long program. This is one picture. I'm sure Monken was at everything else, but the timing of this could not have been better. I was laughing when I was reading that article.
Hey, a question for both of you guys and kind of our last minute 30 here before we keep it moving to some other stories. Sticking with me from our conversation with Ryan Rowland-Smith is him saying there are certain times when you look in that dugout and you just wish there was an injection of energy. And I know that sometimes the wind gets sucked out and you're just like, it's not going to happen. Who's in charge of doing that? Because if I were to think of like Cal or Naylor, I don't know that they have an intensity, but I don't see an energy with those two. Like, who would you turn to bring that injection of energy that isn't named Geno Suarez?
Well, Victor Robles was probably that guy before he went on the IL, but he's not there right now. They're really missing that guy.
The guy who's about to be replaced here in a year.
JP?
Yeah.
Been there the longest?
I know that
JP.
I know maybe Julio a little bit.
I think Julio still has this youthfulness about him.
Yeah. I know that people naturally go, we've been talking about Julio, Naylor, and Cal nonstop. I don't know that that's what I assume those three will necessarily bring. Now, you're responsible for not taking it out. Don't suck the energy out and be in a bad mood and be whatever. But, like, I always thought, like, oh, Geno, great clubhouse guy.
He was probably one of those guys that would inject some life.
Geno,
I mean, he was a guy that got along with everybody.
Everyone. I'm just wondering now, like, who is that? Curious. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Timeline coming your way next.
Rangers shut out the Mariners this afternoon. Offense continues to struggle. Only 2 hits on the day.
A day off comes at the right time. Up next, the Mariners return home looking to end a 5-game skid in the first of 3 against the Astros. Tomorrow night at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
And that is 12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app. One app, every Mariners game.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day for baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. Case in point, your ticket might be for the view level, but it's more like Skyline City. Up here, it's hard to say what'll take your breath away first. The gorgeous Seattle sunsets or the spectacular views of every incredible play. If you like value with a view, it's the perfect place to take quality time with the family to a whole new level. Literally.
A bases clearing, 3-run double. Everybody on their feet here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
The Mariners' upcoming schedule is jam-packed with epic events. Be here for Ichiro Replica Statue Night tomorrow at 6:40, presented by BDA. Humpy Shoulder Plush Night Saturday at 6:40, thanks to Microsoft. And Randy Johnson Number Retirement Night May 2nd, presented by T-Mobile. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Biggest story making headlines around sports is one that feels a little tabloidy, but I can't turn away. Mike Vrabel.
This story is meant for the timeline.
It's meant for the timeline.
This is what this segment was built on.
Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and the Athletic reporter Diana Rossini were spotted getting very comfortable with each other at a Sedona, Arizona resort. And this has spawned a number of conversations. On the one hand, just like a blatant scandal of like, these look like fairly like familiar embraces, fingers interlocking, you know, when they're greeting each other. And like, look, I would simply not put my hands on Bump's waist and hugging him. I would not interlock my fingers with Curtis upon meeting him, nor would I meet either of these two, who I do consider very good friends, at a romantic, like, coupley kind of like, let's just get together in Sedona.
On the rooftop.
On the rooftop. It is weird.
You wouldn't chill in a hot tub in a pool on a little floaty? I
simply would not. On a floaty? If we all had floaties, like arm floaties, no. It's just, so it is kind of, it does give a weird vibe. It's a scandal. Both of them are married. Then there's a separate conversation bump about like, okay, is this the paparazzi getting a photo? Because neither of these two are quite famous enough for that. Or is this a private investigator that's very clearly been hired to take these photos, which I think it is.
I think that is it.
I think it's a private investigator. I think that is a professional photographer with a professional camera lens.
Let's go check this out.
Yes. And then also stemming from all of this is discourse, because of course you got to have discourse about you know, someone's talking about like a double standard that women face, women reporters, and
reporting ethics in
reporting
general.
ethics. Yeah, like regardless, woman, male or female. Exactly, the ethics around reporting in general and how close you can get to sources and kind of what's professional and what's not. Oh my God,
this ain't professional.
No, it's not professional.
Nah, listen. Body language.
It's weird.
If these two are friends, they have a friendship with the opposite sex that I've never experienced before in my life. Not once. If you are my friend, I am not interlocking with you.
You don't. You and Curtis don't interlock. You don't lock up.
I haven't.
Lock up.
Haven't done that.
No.
I like Big Cat talking about me and my bros just lock up, man.
Like,
finger to finger.
Look, either way, there's no way their spouses are looking at these photos and be like, "Oh yeah, you're fine."
I would not feel comfortable with this.
Good.
No, absolutely not. No, being casual, there's like a familiarity there. Look, I don't know their
Where's everybody else though? So
they
spouses
said so
were
they
not
released
there.
statements and they were like, "Yo, this is not what you guys think it is. Like we're there with a group of people." I don't know.
The group of people just happened to be off camera, nowhere to be found, and like you don't go on a rooftop to be seen by everybody. You go on a rooftop to not be seen. Correct?
Like,
this is okay. Can I play devil's advocate? This is my one thing, and I said this off air. If they truly think that they are not being seen by anyone, which they clearly don't just based on how they're greeting each other, and if they are currently together, why would there not also be a photo of them kissing? Like, why not? You're like, it looks like you're on this patio by yourselves. Like, why would there not also be a photo of
Maybe
that?
they haven't reached that stage yet. You know, don't feel comfortable.
I'm just saying, like, I think that for how familiar these poses looked, there was not a photo of them, like,
hey, because they hit the
kissing
corner
or anything.
They hit the corner and did it.
I will say,
yes, Curtis.
There is a coach in town that I did make physical contact with one time. Dan Wilson once gave me an athletic butt slap.
How'd that feel? Like, did you feel like you guys
I was kind of like, oh, all right,
yeah.
Nice to see you, Dan.
Dan has not done that to me, and I think it's worth mentioning that there are sometimes unfair double standards in how you can network as a woman. Like, this is why I was like, okay, how do I talk about this delicately? Like, for instance, I have a lot of friends who are reporters. It's a small world, but I have a friend who's a reporter, and he was telling me that he saw a front office person from one of the local teams at a bar, and he was like, "Oh, let's just share some drinks. Let's chit chat. Let's just talk off the record and let's gab. Let's yap." And I was like, "Okay, that's really cool, and that's completely your prerogative, and that's a great networking move to, in a still somewhat professional capacity, just grab a drink." You know what I could simply not do? Go up to John Schneider at the bar and be like, let's split a bottle of wine and just
Jerry
talk.
Dipoto,
yeah, Jerry Dipoto. Like, there is a level of professionalism that does feel like an unfair double standard. I'm not hanging out one-on-one grabbing dinner with executives.
I think you're right, but I also think that it's for the guy, too. Like, say, like...
Sure, but I'm just saying you do miss out on networking and you do miss out on information with that.
Well, yeah, it's the environment has to be...
It is what it is, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, like, because I work with women all the time on the road. I will not go to the hotel lobby bar with just them. There has to be a group of people, because I don't want anyone looking at me thinking that I'm interested or involved with this person either.
And I'm just saying, like, while I think that that's professional and completely understand, and that's how I operate as well, I even dress down. Like, I wear hoodies every day and sweatshirts and little makeup, and that's very intentional. And, like, I also think that you do miss out on really important information, and it does. I swear to God, I covered the Seahawks from 2015 to obviously now. I think Pete Carroll learned my name like 8 years in. Like, I think, I'm just saying, like, you do miss out on face-to-face time, and it is an unfair double standard. On the other hand, the reason it exists is because of things like this, where you have someone who certainly does look like a familiarity that's a little uncomfortable and unprofessional, and it kind of feels like it sets you back.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, there is a double standard. There definitely is.
Yeah. Someone said because they're married. No, clearly.
Well, yeah, that's the big elephant in the room here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, even like the embraces they do have feel very familiar.
That's flirty.
I would not.
That's flirty right there.
Touch.
You see,
that way.
You ever see me embrace somebody like that? Stacey, I'm interested.
Know that it's.
Right. I'm interested.
If I ever see you interlocking hands with anyone,
you see me do that. Oh yeah,
nothing's stopping you and Curtis from interlocking fingers. I think that you guys should greet each other that way from now on.
You know what? I think
that's beautiful. I think it's a sign of comfort. I think it's a sign of a comfortable, mature friendship.
I think so, huh?
Yeah.
It's a little too comfortable.
It's 2026, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's crazy on these streets.
What I'm saying. Next up, Oregon quarterback coach, is it Kokai, right?
Yeah.
Went viral on Wednesday for the question he asks recruits to determine the mental makeup.
Like, I ask them a question like this all the time. Hey, do you like chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream? Okay, the minute a kid pauses, I don't really want that kid. Right, because you need to have some type of conviction, right, wrong, or indifferent. Okay? So whether you like chocolate or you like vanilla, I don't really care. But if you sit there and say, coach, I don't know. Is it melted? Is it not? What's the brand? So on and so forth. Like, what is this kid going to do on third down in front of 110,000? He's probably going to think about it more than he should. He's not going to have conviction, right? So it's, like I just said, long-winded, I understand, but it's the mental aspect is really what we're after.
Ridiculous theory or fair approach?
Respectfully, coach, you sound, I ain't going to say what I want to say. Oh, the kid doesn't know. 3rd and 15, cover 2 or cover 3. Let's ask some football questions. Get him on the whiteboard and see if he can diagnose. See if he can get a protection going. What?
Chocolate or vanilla?
In front of 100,000, he's not going to know what to do. What if he's like, well, do you want caramel on it? Actually, if he took his time and broke it down, I'd be like, okay, he's thinking about his choices. All right, he's thinking about his options. First off, this is going too far. Watch the film. Interview the kid about football. Talk to people who love him and who are around him about his character and what he does. Talk to the strength conditioning coaches. Ice cream should not be the deciding factor if you're going to recruit this kid or not. You mean to tell me if Mariota in his prime went to this Oregon coach and didn't have a decision on ice cream right away, you're going to let him walk? Malarkey, and I don't believe you. I think you're just trying to be one of those coaches who are no nonsense and have a different way of approaching things. This is crazy, coach.
Well, and hear me out. I understand his point about one of the things that I value most about a quarterback is quick decision making and also a belief in your decision. Great. However, some people might hear chocolate or vanilla and think like it's a conversational, like we get a joke around. Maybe naturally they banter a little bit more. Or like you said, maybe they think a little bit more about certain things. So now they're trying to joke around being like, well, it depends. Are we talking soft serve or is there a swirl option? Like maybe they're just joking
around. What are you
around.
talking about, coach?
I kind of like how unhinged this is, though.
I get what he's doing.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners are off today, but you can catch up with the latest news and get ready for the series against the Astros that begins Friday with Extra Innings hosted by Curtis Rogers on his birthday. Wow, putting in those sacrifices.
You should get a bonus.
Tune in.
I get overtime for it, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Never mind.
Birthday overtime. So you guys, in honor of Curtis's birthday, tune in, lock fingers, listen from 7 to 9 right here on Seattle Sports. Embrace Curtis Rogers in a Sedona hotel.
Hold your loved ones by their hips.
In a sunset Sedona patio from 7 to 9 right here on Seattle Sports. Light a candle when you listen. You know what I mean?
Preview this series?
Yeah. Nothing's stopping you from making this the most romantic show people will hear on air today. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jeweler Edmonds. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Something sticking with us from our conversation with Ryan Rowland-Smith, and then sticking with the Mariners with Brian Kenny coming up at noon.
He built the Seahawks into the 2025 Super Bowl champions.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
And every Thursday afternoon at 4, he's on Seattle Sports.
I mean, we have higher expectations for ourselves.
It's the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery. 2025 NFL Executive of the Year, John Schneider.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award.
Every Thursday at 4, exclusively on the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Celebrate Mom with Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel's Mother's Day weekend giveaway. You could win one of 100 designer handbags filled with prizes on Saturday, May 9th and Sunday, May 10th. Don't forget to book a stay at the new hotel. It's awesome. Elevate your next getaway by combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Head to snocasino.com for details. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. One of our most popular services is our match-up service, where we use your old door as a template to create a new door in your existing frame. Whether you need an interior or exterior door, this is a great way to change out your doors DIY style. And as long as we have what you need in stock, we currently have available space without a long wait for our same-day matchup service. Please visit us in Shoreline, where there's plenty of good parking. Also, check us out online at franklumber.com.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Collectors, Front Row Car Show is returning to Tacoma. Join us at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center on April 11th and 12th. 480 tables. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards. Plus collectibles such as Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. CGC, JSA, and Beckett will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. Hundreds of vendors, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Car Show. Greater Tacoma Convention Center. Saturday and Sunday, April 11th and 12th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcarshow.com. That's frontrowcarshow.com.
Meet the company electrifying the marine industry. ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. Significantly less maintenance and service, ARC is built to be as easy to operate as it is to maintain. Featuring heated seats and seat backs, a large display, easy handling, and impressive kick. You have to see it and experience ARC for yourself. Book a demo. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. ARC. You have to see it to believe it.
No matter how old you get, you always remember that one great teacher. Hi, this is Rick Riz, inviting you to join WSECU in celebrating Teacher of the Week. Great teachers inspire. Nominate a teacher you feel has changed a life in our community. This year, we're going to honor 24 great teachers with grants of $500, courtesy of WSECU, the credit union for Washington. Teachers are the real MVPs. Nominate an exceptional teacher now at mynorthwest.com/teacher.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman speaking to those who have recently been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I spoke with Dr. Meyer, the medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center, and Dr. Meyer said Swedish CyberKnife patients are really satisfied with their experience. They report very few side effects, and they're seeing excellent cancer control 10 years later. To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate or call 206-320-7187. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Don't forget to download the Seattle Sports app. Every game, one app completely free, so you can take the Mariners with you on the go when you're out running errands, at Little League practice, on a hike with friends, family, on the boat, wherever. The Seattle Sports app travels with you, and that also means you can enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final season all in one place at no cost. Did we mention it's free? It's the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball, the Seattle Sports app. Get it wherever you download your apps. Something kind of sticking with me from our conversation with Ryan Rowland-Smith. He mentioned, hey, you're not going to fix every single thing about your offense, about your swing. Ryan has completely convinced me on this point that, it is still early and that it is not a coincidence that the bats that are struggling were bats that were in the WBC, barring Randy, and that the one bat that's struggling a ton, Cal, also didn't even get a ton of reps in the WBC. All of it's checking out to me. But he said, one thing you could do is, I'd like to see a little more energy. One thing I'd like to see in addition to the bats getting hot is a little more energy. And it just was sticking with me because I was realizing some things that maybe aren't catching my attention, Bump, in the same way, that are just as important to this team kind of getting things underway. So I was wondering, A, if you were seeing the same thing, what felt like a lack of energy with this team, and B, where you'd like to see that come from and something that you'd like to see with this team. If it's not going to be 12 hits tomorrow, something you just really would like to see get going.
No, I think I mentioned it, but in a different way. I said it didn't seem like these dudes were having fun. There's no fun out there. And sports are supposed to be fun. I don't care what level you're playing at. And they're supposed to be played with enthusiasm. Any team that has success has a type of enthusiasm about them. Now, obviously, if you're having success, that means you're winning ball games. It's easy to have enthusiasm about what you're doing in the game. Where is this supposed to come from? It always comes from the players. I used to give my team speeches. For every game, before they hit the field, I got to give a speech. I don't have to, but it's something that most coaches do, right? Remind them of your objectives, who you're playing, who you are, the week you had, all this buildup. But then once you get on the field, the diamond, the court, wherever, it's up to the players to have that enthusiasm, that energy about playing the game, because most teams have success when you have that enthusiasm, when you have the joy and the love and the intensity for the game. So, no, I haven't seen that, and obviously it's harder to generate that when you're losing ball games, when, like Ryan pointed out, you get robbed 3 times by the same guy. It's
Wind
deflating.
out of your sails.
It's deflating. I get it in a game, right? Those 3 robs what was
Joe
that?
Odell.
Odell had. I get it during that game, but professionals find a way every day to approach every game like it's their last game.
So you'd like to see a little more fun.
Have fun. Make a play. Smile. Do a little handshake. Like that stuff it's contagious.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a volleyball trainer, and I was making fun. I was poking at her a little bit. I was like, man, volleyball is the most enthusiastic sport I've ever seen. Every point is like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, y'all do that about 60 times a game. Like a match. That's crazy to me. And she says to me, because it works.
Yeah.
Because your team feeds off of that. The other team feels that. And I think that could be the same in sports. What do we love most about the WBC? The enthusiasm and joy and energy for that game.
Lights
the DR,
flashing.
Venezuela, the Italians were even getting active with it.
Oh, an espresso machine.
I'm saying.
Put an espresso machine in the dugout.
That's not fake. That's real. And I think that in our culture, at least in Major League Baseball culture, it's button up back like you've been there before and check your hands and get out of there. Kill all that noise, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that teams perform their best when you have talent, when you have coaching, but when there's an energy, a love, and a joy for the game. I'm not saying be the DR. You got to be yourself, but they got to find a way to get up, because I don't feel the joy from this team that we've had in the last 2 or 3 years.
Completely agree, and well said, because I think that as much as we can all sit around and go, I need to see more hits, to be a little more specific about things you think could change, you're exactly right. Tone.
Mm-hmm.
That matters. Culture, tone, energy, all of those things matter. And I'm so glad Ryan brought it up. And I'm so glad that you highlighted the thing that you're watching for in terms of something a little more intangible. And that starts with leaders. And it starts with, I think people think that it has to mean Dan getting himself ejected to bring energy. That's not what it means. Or it has to mean a football halftime type conversation. That's not what it means. It means a team, you're right, looking like they expect themselves to win a World Series. And it doesn't carry that same kind of somber attitude. But I wonder if, unfortunately, it will have to take a pretty exciting game.
Yeah.
Look, you hate Houston. Grand slam against Houston, 2-run bomb against
Just give
Houston.
me an extra base hit.
Yeah.
Get hype. Get on second base and get hype.
And maybe the energy and the fun follows. Maybe it'll take a rally to birth some of that can linger around naturally, because it is hard to artificially.
Yeah. No, something needs to happen.
Yeah.
You don't just run out there. Hey,
you don't want to be
backflip.
Totally. You don't want to be the annoying guy that you guys are trailing, but you're being shut out and no one's happy and everything's bad, and you're just walking around going, "Come on, guys, everything you got, everything you got." You don't want to be that guy, but I don't know. I remember thinking that there was just an intensity and Julio's really fun, Naylor's really intense and smart, and Cal's and JP are leaders on this team, and just kind of what can you do when you can't bring hits? What can you do when you're not at all being the player you can be? What can you still bring to help your team win?
Mitch in Tacoma might be on to something.
What do you say?
Service did have the fun differential going, though.
Oh, he did.
The fun differential. They wasn't winning ball games like that.
Well, no, but the fun differential.
The fun differential, though.
Isn't it funny just where this franchise was, where we were like, isn't it crazy how they're winning despite being bad? It's fun. And now they're supposed to be great, and they can't get a run to save their lives. Hopefully that changes against some very, very bad Houston pitching. Curtis, what's on deck for extra innings, by the way?
We're actually going to check in on the Rainiers with their broadcaster, Riley Pay, because Colt Emerson, everybody wants to know about him. Also, Patrick Wisdom, who's like a career minor leaguer, has 8 home runs in 11 games.
That feels like it matters.
That seems like something we should be paying attention to. So I'll get her thoughts on all that.
Hey, before we get out of here real quick,
Yes.
when I went to watch the national championship game, I walk into the spot. There's a 6'7", 6'8" young man standing there, and I go, you know what I do? What do you do? What's up? And he goes, I'm a pitcher. Chase Shores was facing Aqua Sox yesterday. Shook his hand, looked him up. 5 innings, no hits, bunch of Ks.
Shout out, Chase.
Big up, Chase.
Let's go. Sticking with the Mariners with MLB Network host Brian Kenny next.
Rangers shut out the Mariners this afternoon. Offense continues to struggle. Only 2 hits on the day.
A day off comes at the right time. Up next, the Mariners return home looking to end a 5-game skid in the first of 3 against the Astros. Tomorrow night at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
That is 12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app. One app, every Mariners game.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. So much more than just physical and hand therapy, though, Shannon. You guys, holy smokes, do you have a lot of specialty care?
Yeah, Brock, we do. You know, obviously our nuts and bolts is good old musculoskeletal, but we have a lot of therapists that do advanced certifications in specialty care. And that's important because we can treat the whole population. We can treat your neighborhood. We can treat your family. And those specialty services range from neurovestibular care to dry needling, sports medicine, hand therapy, pelvic floor, vestibular rehab, lymphedema, you name it, we have that service. Again, we're about taking care of the whole family and the whole family's needs.
Remember, IRG, they're in your neighborhood. I'm talking over 40 locations and new additions in Wallingford and the WAC as well, that Washington Athletic Club. You can find them in person. You can find it online at irgpt.com. That is irgpt.com.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more. like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Totally rad and totally Snohomish PUD. Slash energy costs and upgrade your crib with rebates on windows, insulation, heat pumps, water heaters, smart thermostats, and so much more. Since 1980, Snohomish PUD has been stoked to help customers save energy and money. Discover rebates and no-cost energy tips at snowpud.com/rebates.
Visit America's Car Museum now, where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners dropped their series finale to the Rangers yesterday with a 3-0 shutout. It's the first sweep of the Mariners since 2023 for the Rangers, and unfortunately for the M's, it's the 5th consecutive loss in a season with World Series expectations. They've got an off day today. You can hear Extra Innings airing at 7 p.m. with Curtis Rogers, and then a series opener tomorrow back here in Seattle against the Astros.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Don't forget to download the Seattle Sports app. Every Mariners game, one app completely free. You can take the game with you on the go when you're out running errands, at Little League practice, wherever. It's the easiest way to enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final season, all in one place at no cost. Did we mention it's free? The Seattle Sports app. You can watch MLB Network's Brian Kenny on MLB Now weekdays at 9 a.m. Pacific throughout the season, and he joins us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline. Brian, how's it going?
Very well, thank you. Good to be with you.
We are happy to have you, especially to bring a national perspective to the start of the season, because as you know, and I'm sure anytime you talk to a local market, you get a lot of what's happening? Is this all okay? And you have to remind people to kind of take a step back. So I'll start by saying that, yes, Brian, as I'm sure you can assume, there is a little bit of panic among Mariners fans who were expecting that this team, for the first time ever, could get to a World Series, and they're starting as one of the worst offenses in baseball. Tell us about maybe some of the slow starts you're seeing around the league, and does it feel like Seattle's is shocking or kind of on brand?
It's a bit of a surprise. Look, a few things have developed where the top teams have already established themselves. I think the Dodgers might be the best Dodgers team we've seen, which is saying something, the best we've seen in a while. And the Yankees have been a surprise to me where they look excellent, not just okay and contending, but they look like the class of the league. But I thought Seattle would be right there. And I think most people about a week and a half ago felt that. So it's a surprise, but you're right. It's funny. I spoke to San Francisco radio at KNBR a few days ago, and I had seen the Giants play poorly against the Mets, and yet they were so down and so panicked. I'm like, easy. It's 2 weeks. They had a bad game. It's a bad weekend. So, yeah, there's too much talent here and too much young talent. So it's not like it's aging right in front of you. And it's crazy April early right now.
Hey, we were talking about how it doesn't seem like the Mariners are having fun, right? And we were kind of spoiled with the WBC, but all the joy and passion that we saw over there. Obviously, MLB is a different story. Do you see a personality on this team that's capable of standing in front of this team and saying, all right, let's get things going? Because we're looking at Cal, who's a little bit of an introvert, Julio, who's out there, but I guess he's still young. We're just trying to figure out, who do they look to when it comes to leadership, when it comes to bouncing back and getting their mind right and playing some good ball?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, if you're not there covering him every day, I don't know every personality. I'd be surprised if J.P. Crawford wasn't kind of that guy. He's been there forever. Yeah. He's their shortstop. But, look, Cal Raleigh established himself as, like, one of the top players in the game last year. And, look, Julio is 25, and I thought he turned the corner last year. Like, I've been I want to say this the right way. Like, he's left me cold the last couple of years, but only as compared to him being the number one center fielder in the game. You know what I mean? And a franchise superstar, long-term contract, the whole deal. But I thought last year the way he played, especially down the stretch and in the playoffs, he had over 300 total bases. Like, these clubhouse chemistry things have to happen kind of on their own. You would hope that you would have some established leaders that you'd get. You just can't, go out and buy Johnny Gomes every year, or Kevin Millar. You've got to have somebody develop within. So there are candidates there. Maybe Brendan Donovan's a little, too new, but there are guys there that should be able to, step up.
What kind of season would be a great one from Cal and also a realistic one?
Yeah, that's a real question. I know I finally gave up last year because even the people at MLB Network were Cal Raleigh crazy. And I kept saying, look, because we do a show called Top 10 right now every year. So I'm really studying this year to year in the off season when I have plenty of time. And Cal's been a top 5 or 6 catcher, before last year. He was number one this year, obviously. He obliterated, everybody. But before that, I was like, it's strange. He's been the same player, very consistent, the same guy for 3 years. I said, he's going to come back to earth eventually, but he never quite did, or not enough to really put a dent in his totals. So I think, this year is a real question as to who he is. To me, a guy can have a spike year, and you never know when he's going to have his best year ever. Likely that was his best year ever. But I will say, through the playoffs and down the stretch last year, he looked like a guy with a real clue. Like, he's not up there just slugging. There are times where different things were called for, like just a base hit or a hit the other way or moving a runner over, or we need a line drive. You don't need a home run here, or you need a home run here. Swing for that. So I think there's a high level of intelligence in his game too. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't think he can top last year, but he should be better than he was the previous 3.
Tell me about the development of the baseball player, right? We just saw Connor Griffin sign his deal. Emerson over here signed his deal a bit early. One, is this going to be a common trend? And 2, do you see guys being ready to go a bit more earlier than you've seen in the past?
Yes and yes. I think, I did an essay on this earlier in the week. It's a trend that started with John Hart and, the Cleveland Indians back in the day with Kenny Lofton, Jim Thome, Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez. He signed up just about everybody and kept them there a few more years. And certainly it's picked up in the last few. You have to do it if you're going to be in business. I think the Mariners accelerated the process, showing that, look, while the Mariners, have a decent payroll, they're not a top 5 payroll. And, they showed, and then Kansas City took the hint in saying, hey, if you're going to have a franchise guy develop, pay him and keep him. You can't just accept that, well, we have this star, we drafted, we developed, we did everything right, and in 5 years he'll be in the Bronx. You can't accept that. So the Pirates had to do that, and that's a super kid. There's always a chance, but I think there's less of a chance when you're talking about the elite blue chip level player, and that's, starting with Mike Trout 10 years ago, moving up. Look, Corbin Carroll, Fernando Tatis, jury is still out on that. But a guy, if you have a Bobby Witt or a Connor Griffin or Julio Rodriguez, it's a franchise-changing move, and you need to take that chance.
When a team that's very, very good and talented and deep on paper really struggles early, do you tend to hear about clubhouse culture vibe issues, or do you think sometimes there can just be slow starts for a team that like the Mariners depend on slug, right? And you're going to get a lot of strikeouts early.
Yeah, well, look, it depends. I've long railed against the clubhouse chemistry thing. Now I know there's something that actually referred to the Mariners a few years ago. Remember a few years ago they won 90 games and they had a negative run differential?
Mm-hmm.
You guys would be hip to that. I started to call it, look, there's a certain alchemy to a club. And I remember watching that Mariners club saying, they are good. I don't care. Their run differential is what it is. But when you see them and you actually watch them play, they're good. They're a tough out week to week. They're tough to sweep. More often than not, they're going to beat you in a series. And I think what it was and that was like Kyle Seager's last year. I'm trying to think of who, like J.P. Crawford obviously was the shortstop. They were good defensively. They had just enough starting pitching. They had just enough bullpen, and their stars played like 160. So they had just enough power. They had just enough on base. So they played as a team. So I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I don't just think it's personality driven. I think it's having the right amount of talent and not having weakness in certain areas. And so, again, right now, I think if we went back, and I'm going to have to do this for my show too, like just let me look at what happens by the end of April. Where were we last year? What were we thinking? And then what eventually happened? The beauty of the baseball season is it is long, and the cream will rise.
Ryan, one of the reasons why I'm not panicking is because of a lot of what we talked about, right? The talent that's on this roster, but the neighborhood that is the AL West isn't looking too hot. Tell me about how you view this division overall.
Yeah, it's competitive. Look, I think, Texas, last year I was waiting all year for that run, and it never came. I was surprised. There's a chance most everybody will be good. I think the Angels will recede a bit. Not a big believer in what they have, just their general horsepower. The A's are a very dynamic young group, but they do not have superior pitching, and especially over the long haul. So I think Houston has some quality. Yordan Alvarez is back and hitting. Texas is dangerous. But again, the team that I expected to rise above, 89 wins and actually win a division and maybe grab a top 2 seed is Seattle. That's the team that I expect to do it. And I think once you start going around the rotation again and again, you start to see, who rises to the top. And I think, again, I'd be surprised if that's not Seattle.
I'm really glad you mentioned the rotation, because I think that when you've had a start to the season that's disappointing, people will inevitably, regardless of city, regardless of fan base, look at what's not working and try to figure out why it's not. And I completely understand. But, oh, my God, the pitching is working so far, and it's in such a good spot for Seattle compared to last year when they didn't even have George Kirby to start the season. Tell me a bit about what you love about this rotation and what your expectations are for them.
No, yeah, it's high level. It's one of the deepest in the game, and they're in their prime too. Even I mentioned the Yankees are this very superior unit. They have the number 1 ERA in the game right now. You are relying on a lot of guys who are in their early to mid 30s, as opposed to Seattle where you're looking at 26 to 28. That's the prime. So very few teams roll out a top 5 the way Seattle does, and again that's what you really benefit from that more than anything as the season rolls on. So I don't know where I'd have to really do a little research to see where they come through. I would say, actually, historically, I'm not as high on Seattle pitching as most of my colleagues at MLB Network, but are they top 5 or 6? Yes, I think they are that now, and I think they'll be better than they've been in the last few years. Again, avoiding injuries and having a lot of these guys like Kirby and Brian Wu actually reach their top potential.
Why aren't you quite as high?
I think very simply, every time I heard, I love Seattle pitching, that's the best pitching rotation in the game, I would look and I'd say, well, again, I know there's a lot of noise in ERA, but if you're in a pitcher's park, you actually have to have superior run prevention. And I haven't seen that. I've seen a lot of guys that you see, high strikeout rate. Yeah, but at a certain point, you are somewhat responsible for the runs you allow. So I thought actually their park-adjusted ERAs did not warrant did not match up to the reputation.
I'm sure you've spoken to a lot of great hitters back in the day, in your day. And, when guys are struggling like this, the common thing is I just get in the cage and hack things out and try to figure it out. Is there something that you've heard that one of the greats do to kind of get themselves back in rhythm and seeing pitches and just to get hot again?
Well, it's a whole new ball game now. I mean, it's so much more sophisticated. So like now more than ever, it does come down to, like, you hear things like, hey, our pitching group is really good. Our hitting group is good. Like, and that's where baseball ops, come to the fore. How good is your coaching? How good is your baseball ops? What are they seeing? Why are you succeeding? Why are you failing? Or do you just need more reps? What's happening exactly? So I think like a lot of that stuff that, I knew back in the day, look, it was already sophisticated back then. There's so much more. You have so many more tools in your arsenal now. So I think that comes down to, there's a lot of things to do. And while a lot of times, I'm not saying it has to be some computer whiz that's breaking down your swing path and the pitch shape that you're facing. Sometimes it is a guy just, it can be an ex-major leaguer that actually does instill you with confidence or tells you things like, hey, on, you're not swinging enough. There's simple things and the sophisticated things. But now these guys are engineers. Pitchers, major league pitchers are engineers. So it's an in-depth process, and there might be something to sometimes clearing your head and getting away from it, or knowing exactly how much information and feedback you need on your own game.
You can watch MLB Network's Brian Kenny on MLB Now weekdays at 9 a.m. Pacific throughout the season. He is Brian Kenny. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome. Don't panic.
We won't. Thank you. Glad that Brian could join and let us know, like, guys, it is early. I know that it's not, look, you're not having the start to the season that the Yankees and Dodgers are, and it does sound like Brian just believes in those teams a little bit more, but it does not mean that the Mariners are bad. It does not mean that he's down on them. It just means that they're going to need to start something here soon.
Every year we do this dance. Every year. This is our 4th season doing this show, and every year it's Don't Panic. Just give me one start where it's like, all right, we good.
I will say, to hold myself accountable, the past 2 seasons, and most especially leading into this one of my takes was, when your expectation is to get to and win a World Series, I don't want to hear it's too early in, like, May. Like, I don't want to hear that, like, none of these games matter. That being said, I also don't like hearing what I feel is a very, like, really hyperbolic reactions to a bad start. Do the Mariners have like an energy problem and a hitting problem and some stuff they got to figure out? Yes, they do. Do I think the season is lost? Absolutely not. So I think I get turned off. Ryan Divish tweeted this and I really liked it. He was like, it feels like there are more people complaining about people saying it's early in the season than there are people saying it's early. Like, let people still feel optimistic about their team when it's April 9th.
You can still feel optimistic and not hold them accountable, because who am I? But have the discussion about what they're not doing and what needs to be done. For sure. I think that is that's part of what makes sports great, is that you can have a million people analyzing one team, no matter what level of expertise they are, and everyone has an opinion, and it's okay to have that opinion. Well, I love that.
That's why I really loved your opinion and the one that Ryan had that we were talking about before bringing Brian on. You said, look, I'm not expecting Julio and Cal and Naylor and the entire offense to suddenly look lights out. There are too many issues right now. They've got to take time to iron it out. What I would expect is for a team that cares about winning a World Series to show that, to have a little fun, to bring a little more energy, even if it can feel really difficult. I thought that was a great point, because it's like there's still a responsibility you have. You're not going to suddenly turn it on, but like there are things that you do want to see, and that to me is a good thing to hold them accountable for. Hey, Cal, you're not accountable for getting 3 hits tomorrow, but you are for being a good leader.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Loosen up, boys.
I would love to see that. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, Seattle Kraken President of Hockey Operations Ron Francis is stepping down. Todd Lewicki spoke this morning about the decision.
No one is satisfied. We have not delivered on the promise of this team. When we went away on the break, we were sitting in a playoff spot, and now we're faced with not making the playoffs through the 3rd year in a row. And it's not acceptable. And we're committed to fixing it. And we're committed to improving every single aspect of the organization.
What's the real headline?
It's a smart move for a franchise that needs to step up.
I mean, 5 years is it's enough, right? You know,
Yes.
You got a good eval. He was appointed in 2019. You've been through what? 3 different coaches so far. There's been no stability. Oh, good. Stability,
You got
Stacy.
it. You got it.
Um,
I'm just going to be in like a Family Feud. Good
Right.
answer.
the youth has not stepped up the way that we hoped that they would have stepped up. It's just time for a change, man. But thankfully, they both agreed to walk away amicably because,
Yeah, I think that
would have been awkward.
if it was just we fired Ron. No, it was a very much like a Ron. Good. Never heard a bad thing about Ron Francis, but I think that the things that a lot of people kept feeling about the organization is, as an expansion team, especially an expansion team being birthed after Vegas, you weren't going to hit the ground running. It was always going to be difficult. But do you have the right pieces to focus on building a championship, or is your focus just like, hockey's here, it's fun, right? Like, I would like the focus to be building a championship. I felt like I got that tone from Todd Leiweke in the press conference. He sounded frustrated.
Yeah.
I like that.
Good. Should be frustrated.
Mhm.
Not good enough.
What's next?
Headline number 2. The first round of the Masters is underway. What's the real headline?
First, we lose to the Rangers. Now, we lost Bump.
I'm out of here.
He's got the tablet up. It's been up for 2.5 hours.
Tablet is up. The greens are greening. The fairways are fairwaying.
I've always said that.
And shirts are tucked in.
Mhm.
Everyone's wearing a cap.
The polos are striped.
It's beautiful. Next 4 days, that's all I'm going to be doing. Man, I'll do other things, but this will always be in the background.
Yeah.
This is like Rick Riz in the summertime. You know, you do
that's
whatever
right.
you want, but you listen to the Riz. I'll be listening to whoever
Yeah.
is speaking about the
Our
Masters.
Riz God.
I love this day, and it's doubled up. It's Curtis's birthday too.
That's right.
Like, this might be the greatest day in human history.
Speaking of Curtis, happy birthday.
Thank
and
you.
also, who's on the leaderboard and loser board?
We've got Sam Burns and Rory McIlroy tied at -5.
Not a lot of points.
Yeah, on the loser board side, still those 2 guys that I mentioned earlier. Brandon Holt's an amateur, or as they like to say in golf, an amateur.
An amateur. He has the most points.
He's +9. Guy from Finland, Sami Välimäki, +8. Carlos
Yeah.
Ortiz, +8. Vijay Singh, I recognize that name. He's a +7, but he's already won a Masters. He doesn't need to win
Exactly.
another one. Yeah.
It's just gaudy at that point to
Yeah.
win more than one.
He's just out there touring the course, hitting the links. Yeah.
He's like, I just came here for the dinner.
Hey, big ups Freddie Couples, man. He's 1 under right now. Freddie.
Local guy.
Yeah, local guy.
Yeah.
Jackson Golf Course is where, Jefferson Golf Course is where he used to do his thing.
Next up.
The way you said it. The music got her. Next up.
It's very
intentional.
ASMR.
It is.
It kind of puts you to sleep. I get why a lot of people who watch golf have to take a nap in the middle of watching.
I don't know how you guys stay awake.
Yeah.
Matt, by the way, did you ever glue together Curtis and Bump complaining about loud cars?
You'll just have to listen to the end of the show to find out, Stacey.
Can't wait.
That's a tease.
Headline 3, the NCAA is discussing a 5-year eligibility model for student athletes. What's the real headline?
Get ready to see a 28-year-old multi-time transfer lead Indiana to another title.
It's hard out here for high school kids now. Lil Bobby just turned 17. And Lil Bobby got a mean crossover and a jump shot. And he's going to have to go to Chattanooga, play there, and then prove that he's capable of going to a Power 4. It's just tough, man. Guys going to hang around for a while. You're going to have a 27-year-old who didn't go on a mission. You know, BYU has the guys going on missions. They come back, and they're old. This is going to be a regular 27-year-old with 3 kids, a mortgage. It's getting tough out there for these dudes.
3 kids and a mortgage. We almost used it as a headline rewrite, but earlier in the sports bit, you said we're about to see a player coach. We're about to see player coaches return to college sports.
Man.
Because you're going to get 3 extra years, maybe an extra medical year. Like, we will at one point see a 29-year-old. And we're like, how?
Yeah. I mean,
How?
what? How old was Winky?
We
Winky
could take
was
maybe
old.
a mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe BYU student, maybe?
That tells me you don't listen to anything I said.
Sorry.
That right
no,
there
I'm sorry.
just
I'm
tells
sorry.
me,
I'm
you just
sorry.
look at me with a blank stare, go, uh-huh.
I was getting my
Goodness
teas ready for the
gracious.
next segment.
Goodness gracious.
I know,
Bum, have you heard of
sorry.
BYU?
I'm
and
sorry.
Guys going on
I
missions?
realized it when I
yeah,
said it.
Stacey, I've heard of them before. You're lucky it's Curtis's birthday.
I know, you're in too good a mood. I interrupted you. I repeated it. There has to be a trifecta.
It's not locked in right
What's
now.
the third
You know
thing
what's
I could
great
do
is
today?
that earlier before the show, we were talking about how it's my birthday, and then Stacy just is like, and my birthday's May 31st.
Okay, first of all, actually, I'm so glad that you mentioned that because Bump walked in and I said, oh, it would have been nice for all of us to match outfits. I complimented Bump's outfit, and I said it would have been nice for all of us to match outfits for Curtis's birthday. Bump says nothing.
I didn't hear that.
Bump says nothing. Exactly. And then, exactly. Listen to women, you know what I mean? And then we go and get ready for an interview. G comes in, happy birthday, Curtis. You're, wow, happy birthday, Curtis.
I should have known that
When
because
a man says it.
Hey, look at you. Flipping it on me. All right, BYU.
You know what would be funny if someone did like a mission, if they added that on? I'm sorry, okay, I'm done. We were joking about a conversation suddenly becoming that Myles Garrett's going to be traded. You won't believe this, but people are talking about how they should absolutely consider moving Myles Garrett. That's next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First. You've heard me talk about them. PCF Construction Group. People come first. And if you've been dreaming of a new deck, well, now is the time to call PCF before the good weather arrives and their schedule gets all filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor space year-round, no matter the weather. And for a limited time, get 50% off demolition costs. That's up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. You know, they designed and built our outdoor living space, and we loved it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, construction, they take time. So don't wait another day. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event starts this Friday, April 10th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select red tag homes at incredible pricing. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Mariners and Astros tomorrow at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Does it make any sense for the Browns to hold on to Myles Garrett? That is our first story as we take a look around the NFL. Albert Breer says they should absolutely consider moving the all-pro pass rusher.
I think they should trade him because I don't think the timelines match up anymore. Everything's building now towards potentially taking a quarterback in 27 and
likely quarterback competition between he and Fernando Mendoza.
Honestly, I don't want to start unless I'm the best option. So, and I told, Clint that best players should play. But certainly, as long as that's the case, I have no qualms with however it plays out. But I do think Fernando is going to be a great addition to our team. I think he's going to have a great future in the league. I have no problem, being a voice in the room to kind of help him. To the degree that I can, he's going to have great support all around him from the coaching staff. But to the degree that, being able to watch a veteran quarterback, go through his habits and routines and process, I think, that can be a great asset for him. And he was here yesterday on his draft day visit. We were able to watch film together. So, I think he'll be a great addition to the room. And I was even telling him how much success he had throwing back shoulders at IU, that I'd like to learn a little bit from him on how to throw a good back shoulder. So it'll be a noisy quarterback room. We'll all be helping each other, and we'll all be pulling in the same direction.
I thought this was a tactful way, Bump, for Kirk Cousins
Which is true. He needs to be the starter. I am not putting Mendoza out there.
And both things could be true. One, that you're going to start Cousins no matter what because you're not putting a rookie out there. And also that Cousins is your best option right now.
Yeah.
Like, people really don't give enough credit to being a veteran. You see so many people look at, let's say, Drew Lock coming in here last year, Drew Lock and Jalen. And it sounds silly now, but back in June, you and I were getting a ton of questions about why not just get rid of Drew? Jalen's so athletic. He's so great. And it's like, because Drew's played quarterback in the NFL before. Like, please don't overlook the importance of Right, we are going to get to one of the biggest Seattle sports stories, and that being the Kraken looking at some new leadership here. Coming up at 1, Daily Faceoff's Jeff Marek is going to join us to talk about the departure of Ron Francis and what it means for the Kraken moving forward. Before we get to that, Daniel Jeremiah hammered the importance of one particular player for the Seahawks at 32 overall. That's next.
Rangers shut out the Mariners this afternoon. Offense continues to struggle. Only 2 hits on the day.
A day off comes at the right time. Up next, the Mariners return home looking to end a 5-game skid in the first of 3 against the Astros. Tomorrow night at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
That is 12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app. One app, every Mariners game.
Stacey here, and I need to tell you guys about what I did last week. So on Friday, I got to demo the Arc Sport from Arc. It's a fully electric boat that's built to be a wake boat. Carter from the demo team at Arc picked me up right on Lake Union. It was very cool. I felt like a celebrity. The first thing I noticed was how sleek it looked. I felt like I was in a luxury EV, but on the water. The fully heated seats and touchscreen were my favorite features, mostly because I'm always cold. But something tells me people who spend a lot more time on the water are going to love things like the retractable tower and, of course, Arc software. But you know what else I noticed? We were the only ones on the water. It was a beautiful day, but it's also early April, and that means most people still have their boats winterized, but not Arc. No winterization, oil changes, or transmission service means significantly less maintenance, so you can actually take advantage of an unexpectedly sunny day. You really have to see and experience this boat for yourself, though, so do it. Book a demo. It's easy. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. Fill out the form and you'll be out on the water. Arc, you have to see it to believe it.
For 24 years, Sea Star Restaurant and Ron Bar has been Bellevue's and my go-to for fresh seasonal seafood. And my good friend, Chef John Howie, is behind every plate.
Hey, thanks, Brock. You know, springtime is the best time for fresh, wild Pacific Northwest salmon. At Sea Star, we go from Columbia River King, my personal favorite, to the Copper River King in May.
So whether it is a date night, whether it's a business dinner, or you're craving the very best wild salmon, go visit John Howie at Sea Star in Bellevue. Visit Sea Star in Bellevue.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
You can count on the Seattle Times for local news and information on your teams and your scores. Get inside the game and go beyond the stats with game summaries, player interviews, and play-by-play analysis every day. Read our coverage at seattletimes.com/sports.
Spring is here, Seattle, and now is the smartest time to replace your roof. Trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing, a local, family-owned company that knows how to roof in Washington weather year-round. Schedule your free estimate today at 3treeroofing.com to take advantage of spring pricing, shorter wait times, and get $500 off your new roof before the summer rush hits. Our experts come to you, build a clear plan, and give you an estimate that same day. No surprises and no high-pressure sales tactics. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Don't miss the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery.
I truly believe defense wins championships.
Thursdays at 4, only on Seattle Sports.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
Big Trees provides professional tree transplant services, helping you keep the trees you love right where they belong. Don't let construction, remodeling, or changing landscapes cause a headache. Big Trees moves your cherished trees safely so you can keep those memories growing strong. With decades of experience, Big Trees knows how to move trees safely and successfully. Up, and away, get your tree transplanted today. See more of their transplanting process at bigtreesupply.com.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Thinking about upgrading your water heater? Snohomish PUD can help. Right now, you can get $1,000 back when you install a qualifying heat pump water heater. These systems use far less energy than standard electric tanks, which means lower electric bills for you. Oh, nice. Choose an eligible model, apply for your rebate within 90 days, and get cash back from PUD. Learn more at snowpud.com/rebates.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Before we get to the Kraken, let's quickly touch base with the latest from Daniel Jeremiah, who was on with Brock and Salk talking Seahawks draft. He hammered home the importance of one position and maybe one player in particular for the Seahawks at pick 32. First, yes, I am going to revisit this. I actually love Brock and Salk teasing each other about this. Salk was joking to Daniel Jeremiah that Salk put out a thing being like, I wouldn't trade up for Jeremiah Love. Mm-hmm. And everyone was like, no one's saying that, Salk, you idiot. You're fighting with a point no one's making. And he's like, I put this out here because Brock wants to trade up for Jeremiah Love. Now, Brock is slowly convincing me. I will say this. I am getting on board that train. Brock has convinced me to do this, but Daniel Jeremiah was asked whether or not he'd do it.
I get both arguments, and I think when you're thinking of like the long-term sustainability and not parting with resources and let's continue to, build up the trenches, let's get another interior offensive line, like all these things, like to kind of, you're thinking about the window and elongating the window. But then there's, to me, like the Brock side of the argument, which is, man, you're ready to go right now. Like, let's just maximize this window. Maybe it's for these next 2 or 3 years where we've got this group together. And this could, if this is a move that helps guarantee us another Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years, I mean, I can get on board with that.
So saying like, look, the Seahawks are in a title window right now. This is maybe the best player in the draft, certainly the best running back and one of the best offensive weapons. He's been likened to Bijan Robinson, maybe a little bit of Christian McCaffrey. We heard that he's the best prospect since Reggie Bush. I don't care if Reggie Bush didn't work out in the pros. Reggie Bush was one of the best college football players I've ever seen.
Reggie Bush in his era.
Wrong era, exactly.
Crazy.
That part. Are you tempted?
Yes.
I know, right?
Yes, I am.
I'm so on board. Not my money? Absolutely.
What is this team missing right now? A running back that you believe in right now. Yeah, I'm for it. I don't think he'll do it, but I would love it because you can run this defense back. What this defense is right now, with who they have in place, I'm okay. I feel good about it. You made some moves, had to replace the safety, bring in another corner. I get all that good stuff, but the foundation, the box is still here. The box is what wins you these championships, and you still got leadership on the back end with Jay Love. Our main concern is maybe the right guard position and running back. Yes. But I think the right guard got better this year throughout the season. He had his ups, his downs, his smiles, his frowns. Yes, we get that. He's still a Super Bowl champion. And he contributed to K9 season and Zach Charbonnet season, running the football and all that good stuff. If you give me a running back that is dang near guaranteed to go for 1,100 yards, I'm thinking we back.
Well, and I cannot stress this enough. I am not any level of the football mind that anyone in a front office is. So this is my opinion. I've always been irked by the idea that you can replace greatness in the aggregate. Having a lot of running backs for depth is fantastic, but you don't replace how great, let's say, Christian McCaffrey can be with just like 3 running backs who can equal 1,000 yards. Like, that's not the same. No. And I really do push back against that. And it's not outright what most people are saying, but I think there are a lot of people that go, I like the running back room. I like George Halani, love Kenny McIntosh, been waiting for him to get a shot. And trust me too. These guys are very likable. They're really athletic. They're hard-nosed. They're tough guys. Like, they're exactly the kind of dude you want on this team. I don't think that adding together the production of them with Wilson somehow equals like a top tier, like Bijan Robinson type player. I don't think that you can just add up to an elite player in the aggregate.
Yeah, no disrespect to the guys who are in that room.
None at all.
But they didn't have the college career that Mr. Love had. Listen, I'll throw myself in the mix, all right? If Michael Bump is from 2008, if, say, a Rashid Shaheed was not there, all right, they say, we're going to let him walk. And they were like, hey, but, we got Michael Bumpus, Jake Bobo, and Derek Young just chilling. And they haven't gotten their shot. And they got their shot. Derek Young's with the Raiders. So just using that as an example. Sure. And I'm on the outside looking in there. I'm looking at Michael Bumpus and Jake Bobo. I'll be like, y'all tripping. Go get another receiver.
Right.
Go get a guy who's been proven in this league. And there's levels to this. Jeremiah Love is one of the best football players I've seen with my own eyes. One of the best. I watched hours and hours of college film.
He has a problem.
He is one of the best I've seen. Would I want to trade up for him? Heck yeah. I just don't know their plan. I don't know what the Seahawks are thinking. I don't know how they view that running back room already. I don't know if they think they need to fill a gap here or there on offense or on defense. Me looking at it, there's no position that I look at and I'm worried about. Receiver, if Hunter, Torrey Hunter comes back and he's healthy, and Horton comes back and he's healthy, and Shaheed gets better, Jason does his thing, Cooper Kupp does his thing, receivers, solid. Top 3 or 4 units in the league, might be even better. I might be cutting them short. Offensive line, they come back just the way they are, solid. I think they've gotten better. Running back is the only position I'm looking at. I'm thinking you might need something there, but they might feel they already have it.
Sure.
But I'm moving up. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I would in a heartbeat. If nothing else, I would still want to add to the room. In fact, Daniel Jeremiah says that he would also be down for the Seahawks trading out of the first round entirely, but only if it guaranteed them one player in particular.
If you told me they could just trade out of the first round and get Price, who is my second running back, and I think he's going to be a really good player, I would probably be more in that camp to lean into that. Let's get some extra resources. I still think he's going to be an excellent player. The concern is when you're trading back, how far do you go back? Because in my opinion, after Price, it is a steep drop off to get to the third running back. So it's just kind of how dangerous of a game do you want to play there? I like the idea of sliding back 3 or 4 spots, just getting a little something extra and then pulling the trigger on him at 35, something like that. You start getting that out towards 40 and around that range, I'd be a little nervous you're going to miss out on that one. And then after him, man, it's just a lot of question marks on the rest of these backs.
I saw you nodding, Bump, the second he said, yeah, I'm okay trading back if you still got Price, who has been mocked as late as, I saw him go 40-something to maybe Minnesota, but, not much later than that.
I'm good with all of that. I'm good with moving up and getting Love. I'm good with making sure you get Price, and I'm with them 100%. After that, the running back market drops off some, but there is going to be a running back no one's talking about that hits. The ones I've been talking about is Claiborne out of Wake Forest and then the young man out of Virginia. I think those two have a good opportunity to be serviceable in the league. But no, I'm with both scenarios, 100%. Do it. Do one or the other.
Now my dream scenario, like we talked about, would be to get Love. I've become more intrigued by Price as the draft has inched closer. Just it initially, we had a whole segment 2 weeks ago about how we keep seeing these cornerbacks mocked to Seattle. Everyone's going corner. And now it feels like everywhere I turn, it's someone mocking Price to Seattle again at 32.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's Peter Schrager, then it's Daniel Jeremiah, then it's someone else going, hey, look, they need a running back. I know that we aren't typically as a league take a running back immediately, especially in the first round, but this is an interesting class, and maybe you can combine fit and need here. Yeah. You are listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, a big change to the Kraken front office. Ron Francis is stepping down. So what's next for Seattle? Daily Faceoff's Jeff Marek joins to give us the answer.
He built the Seahawks into the 2025 Super Bowl champions.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
And every Thursday afternoon at 4, he's on Seattle Sports.
I mean, we have higher expectations for ourselves.
It's the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery. 2025 NFL Executive of the Year, John Schneider.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award.
Every Thursday at 4, exclusively on the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Visit America's Car Museum now, where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Friday, April 10th through Sunday, May 3rd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Friday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. How this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And if you're looking for a spot to catch all the spring baseball and sports, I got a place for you. Hawks Peak Sports Bar and Grill. It's your home for game days with more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play. They got great food and drinks, and nothing beats the views. So get in on all the action at Hawks Peak. Head to snocasino.com for all the details. That's snocasino.com. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ Way.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from.
Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners dropped their series finale to the Rangers yesterday in a 3-0 shutout. It's the first sweep of the Mariners since 2023 for the Rangers, and unfortunately for the Mariners, it's their 5th consecutive loss in a season with World Series expectations. Now, the Mariners have an off day today. You can hear Extra Innings with Mariners news and analysis airing at 7 p.m. from Curtis Rogers right here on Seattle Sports. And then tomorrow, opening up a series back here in Seattle against the Astros.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Breaking news about Ron Francis and the Kraken mutually agreeing to part ways. Talking about it right now with Daily Faceoff's Jeff Marek. Jeff, how's it going?
Good. How's everyone in Seattle today? A little bit shocked after last night, perhaps?
It's very well. I just have so many follow-ups, and I know I'm not going to get an answer immediately, but I'll try my best. Okay, so my first one, very naturally, Jeff.
I just give you answers.
Okay, well, hopefully. We'll just go by like a gut feeling. My first one is like, okay, so Ron Francis and the Kraken mutually agreeing to part ways, a very polite way to tell someone that you're moving on. Does that mean that they're clearing house? Like, what's it mean for Lane Lambert? What's it mean for Jason Botterill, do you think?
Nothing for Jason Botterill. I think Botterill's fine. I think Lane Lambert's fine. I'll be honest with you. I do have some. What I'm wondering about here is what does this mean for people there in key positions that were close with Ron Francis? Like I do wonder about Ricky Olczyk. I worry. Not worry, but I wonder about Robert Cron. These types of people as well. Sometimes, when you're the person you're closest with exits the organization, sometimes you go along with them, either willingly or unwillingly. But the initial information that I got last night is Jason Botterill has been running the show all season long. That will continue. The Corey Murphys will be fine, the Ryan Jankowskis, these types of people in the front office. So I don't see any other immediate front office changes, and I don't see Lane Lambert. I don't see Lane Lambert walking the plank either.
There's never just one mistake, right? Never just one move or one decision that kind of gets you to this point. It's a combination of things. But if you could point to a couple of things that made you scratch your head while Ron was doing his thing, what would you look at?
Great question, Michael. You know what? The one big one for me, I mean, we can go back and relitigate the expansion draft. I mean, I always found it a little bit shallow that people would evaluate Seattle's expansion draft based on Vegas's expansion draft because, listen, the rest of the general managers smartened up and they weren't going to make deals with another expansion team that ended up costing them. They just said, take our player. We're not going to hamstring ourselves like we did when Vegas came along. The one that I still can't get over this one because I don't think it was more than a few $100,000 that they were apart, but not qualifying Morgan Geekie to me still remains a stunner. Great size, great hands. Is a kid that was just looking for some stability. He scored somewhere in the neighborhood now of 70 goals for the Boston Bruins in the last couple of seasons. If I was going to, and we all know how difficult it's been for the Seattle Kraken to score goals. I mean, the 27th in the NHL, only finding the back of the net 213 times so far this season. If there was one recently that for me really hurt Seattle, it was letting Morgan Geekie walk to the Boston Bruins. That's the one that I keep coming back to.
I kept noticing when the Kraken were just kind of introduced to a Seattle audience that the organization itself, I think fairly, Jeff, recognized that there was some novelty and some really cool stuff. And so part of it was like introducing a hockey culture to people who maybe weren't like diehard Silvertips fans or anything like that. T-Birds fans.
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds. Yeah, exactly. But I also wonder, maybe because of that, whether Ron Francis was hired with the idea of, we're going to build up a culture and get things started instead of like, we need a championship guy. I don't know, but maybe that's just the context of knowing what else is going on. When he was hired, why do you think he was brought here? Is it just to kind of introduce like a hockey culture, or do you think there were serious intentions to like be as competitive as soon as possible?
Stacey, again, that's a great question. Let me recycle back here in my brain. Like, Ron Francis was a very safe choice as the general manager. Ron Francis's reputation, going back to his time with the Carolina Hurricanes, was someone that didn't rush into anything, didn't take swings that weren't calculated. And I'll be honest with you, Stacey, maybe part of the issue with the Seattle Kraken is they never swang for the fence, right? Like, Ron Francis to me always seemed like the kind of executive that was happy just hitting singles just to get on base as opposed to trying to hit a home run. And the Kraken have still yet to hit that home run, although there's a lot of really good prospects in the system, as you guys know. Ron was brought in for a couple of reasons. One, I think that they wanted a seasoned, experienced executive in a new NHL market, even though Seattle does have a rich history, of hockey going back over a century, as you guys well know. But also, I think he was brought in what was going to become a very important and sensitive market in the NHL. Again, like, this was the NHL sticking its neck out. They stuck their neck out on Vegas. That was a home run. And with the Seattle Kraken, at least initially, that was a major financial home run, both at the NHL level and at the American Hockey League level with Coachella Valley, which I believe like right away were like one of the top 3 revenue generating teams in the AHL. So, long-winded answer. He was brought in because he was a seasoned veteran. He knew how to operate, who knew how to maneuver, and wasn't going to take any unnecessary risks, and was going to put a very safe team on the ice. Not spectacular, not to win a championship right away, but a team that was going to be competitive and safe right away.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not a hockey savant, right? I'm not going to pretend like
Neither am I.
I'm not going to pretend like I grew up watching the game like that. I grew up in L.A. I watched the Kings a bit, but obviously when the Kraken came up here, I got a bit more into it. And with all that being said, 3 coaches in 3 years is never a good thing, right? It's never a good thing. And I'm trying to wrap my head around why the turnover has been this way. Is it philosophy? Is it personnel? Do you feel like these coaches weren't set up for success? Why have we seen such turnover here in Seattle?
Probably because the results haven't been there, and where you really see this end up is with your young players. Like, we'll look at, take for example someone like Shane Wright. So you look at Shane Wright's development. How many different coaches has Shane Wright had now with this organization? He's been there for all of them, and then you add the coaches and the coaching staff in the American Hockey League as well. It's never a great idea for your young players. And again, like, when this team actualizes as a consistent playoff team, it's going to be these kids that are there. It's going to be Matty Beniers. It's going to be Berkeley Cadden, Jake O'Brien when he gets there, and Shane Wright, these types of players. I always think that when you have a team that is that young, what they need is consistency. I remember Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with the Edmonton Oilers told me once, he's like, I've been in the league for 9 years. I've had 7 different coaches. What does that do for my development when every single season the mandate changes? I'll throw another one to you guys about the Seattle Kraken. Dave Haxtell wasn't even supposed to be the first coach. It was supposed to be Rick Tocchet. And then there was an issue between Rick Tocchet and Ron Francis. They couldn't get together on a deal for some reason, and then Rick Tocchet's name suddenly went away, and they pivoted to Dave Haxtell. But, the coaching carousel, I would assume, and I'm a little bit biased here because I really, really like Lane Lambert as a coach. And when Lane Lambert gets his team playing the way that Lane Lambert's teams play, it's really special to watch. Like I look at Seattle at the beginning of the season, and one thing that I would always marvel at is this team doesn't give up odd man rushes. And I'm like, bam, that's the Lane Lambert effect. Now you can make the argument they didn't have the horses to do that for the full schedule, the full 82 games. But still, I think your question is a great one. And what it really does is it hurts the development of your young kids. Veterans are veterans. Like they just show up at the rink and they're grumpy and they complain about the coffee and they're veterans. Who cares who's coaching? But for younger kids, that's where that really hurts, Michael. It's a good question.
Okay, so if consistency is one answer here, what are some other things that the Kraken need in order to actually become competitive? I keep getting stuck on your point about take a couple swings.
Yeah. Do you want them in order, Stacey?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go like this. Number one, goals. Number two, goals. Number three, goals. And number four, the one thing this organization still doesn't have, because they're loaded up front with forward prospects, right? Like I really like Jake O'Brien a ton. Plays the Brantford Bulldogs in the OHL. I watch him consistently. I was there a couple of weeks ago, and this kid is fantastic. One of the best playmakers in all of Canadian junior hockey. He's wonderful. He's still a couple of years away. What they don't have still is they don't have that stud young defenseman. And I know Matthew Schaefer's don't come around very often. And I know Moritz Seiders don't come around very often, and Quinn Hughes, et cetera. But the one thing that this organization does lack, because for the future, they got their forward set up. They still need to do some work on the back end. But again, goals, goals, goals. And listen, this is why Seattle tried to bring in Artemi Panarin from the New York Rangers, right? Like they were one of the teams that were taking a serious swing. And I think that gives us a peek into what Botterill's going to do this offseason is I think because listen, you try to bring in Artemi Panarin on an expiring contract, and any kind of deal would have had a contract attached to it. When you're taking a swing for Artemi Panarin, you don't just, oh, well, LA got it. We struck out on Artemi Panarin. I guess we're going to keep our powder dry. I think that's an indication that that's where Botterill's thinking right now. We need to take some big swings here in Seattle.
I've been fortunate to hang out with like some old school hockey royalty out here in Washington. Guys who used to play for the Thunderbirds, and I went to a Totems game the other day. It was I've been really into it. All my buddies like 50 years old and telling me all these stories about back in the 80s when we used to play, and they talk about how different the play is now. Like my buddy Tom, he's 6'5", he was the bruiser out there. He was just there to fight, right? He says, man, no one fights anymore. They're all small, 5'10", 6'1" guys. And it's really opened up the game. But then when they talk about the old days and the old teams, they always talk about development as well. They felt like they weren't really being developed, that they were just out there just running around doing their thing. What do you feel about the development of the young guys in our program now? Because you haven't hit, right? Beniers has been kind of a disappointment, I guess. Shane Wright hasn't done much. What's the development like with this program?
Well, the one sensitivity you always have with young kids is how much time they spend in the American Hockey League, how much time they spend in the minors. Because you're right, like we all focus on the drafting piece. Oh, look at the kid they drafted, that's great. And then we go from drafting a kid to his performance in the NHL, and we forget that middle piece, which is so important, and that is the development. And I understand the temptation. Like when you're an expansion franchise, you don't want to shovel out the barn. You just want to show the horse. Like, hey, here's Matty Beniers. We got him, University of Michigan. Like, let's get this guy out there, get our fans excited. I still do wonder. I still do wonder about Shane Wright. Oh, that's more of a revolving door of coaches around him, and to say nothing about opportunity. But I really do wonder if Seattle is one of those teams that just because a kid shows you that he can play in October doesn't mean that it's right to have him up for the entire season. And I always do wonder, like, would it have been better for Matty Beniers' development if he would have played some time in the minors? And I say that about pretty much like outside of like superstars that are going to walk into the NHL. Your Macklin Celebrinis, your Connor Bedards, your Matthew Schaefers. Like, these are the elite of the elite kids that are joining the NHL. For everybody else, I'm a big believer in, let me see you play 100 games in the American League first. That's where you learn how to play the defensive side of the puck. That's what gives you this idea that things aren't going to be given. Things are going to be earned. There's no elevator to success here. You have to take the stairs. That's why I'm a huge proponent of at least one season and probably more at the American Hockey League level. Good teams do that. But having said that, I do understand the temptation of, let's get the shiny new toy here out in front of the fans.
Maybe somewhat related to all of this when we're talking about development, and I know that, but you mentioned that goals, the number 1 through 3 things that the Kraken need to add. How do they do it without tanking? Like, how do you do it without just outright getting that number 1 pick?
Yeah, lottery luck is important as well. I mean, you look at last year, New York Islanders won the lottery. I still maintain that was karma for not tanking. The lottery balls just fell the right way for the New York Islanders and ended up grabbing Matthew Schaefer. It's a great question. First of all, I do think that there's good goal scoring on the horizon for the Seattle Kraken here. Like Berkeley Catton, I know it's tough in the NHL when you're young, but Berkeley Catton's going to score a ton of goals in the National Hockey League. I just mentioned Jake O'Brien a couple of seconds ago. Like, Jake O'Brien is an elite level playmaker and can finish as well. I think we still do have questions about, like, what is Shane Wright going to become? How good can Matty Beniers become? I know it's already been 4 seasons in the NHL, and you probably do want more. Jagger Firkus, even though he's not the biggest guy out there, I mean, you want to talk about like a burst of energy. Like, I think Jagger Firkus is going to be a good player for this team. So I think honestly, I think the goals are coming. But normally I would say, go shopping on July 1st. But all the free agents are gone. Like, we're talking about like Alex Tuck from Buffalo, even if he hits free agency, or Darren Radish from Tampa, even if he hits free agency. So the way you're going to, if you want to speed this up, Stacey, if you want to get there quicker next year, the only way you can do it right now is, 1, internal development, and that takes a while. And as we all know, development is not a straight line. It's a bunny hop. We all get that. The only way you can do it is trade. And it seems as if, the fact that Botterill was in on Artemi Panarin, I think is a big tell that he's open for business and he's ready to take big swings. And if it's goals that you're after and you can't get someone like Alex Tuck, the way you do it is through trades. And you look for teams that have established players that can score, because you have a lot of draft picks and a lot of prospects that you can dangle. That would be the way that I would imagine Botterill goes through this.
Daily Faceoff's Jeff Marek, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Jeff, thank you. You've been so gracious with your time.
Thanks, Jeff.
Buzz back anytime. And I want to hear more about these guys you're hanging out with from the Seattle hockey team.
He didn't
I want to hear about all these bruisers.
He didn't mention that one of them was actually a former male model, too. That's true.
It is. That's true.
Right?
Right. That's way more important than anything. I'm blathering on about Berkeley Cat and Jagger Firkus, and like Michael's burying the lead here.
We'll have to connect again once they make maybe a couple hires, a couple trades here, Jeff.
Call me back, Steve.
We
Call
will.
me back, Michael.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bye.
Be good.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael
I'm
Bumpus.
sorry, what do I sound like when I'm laughing?
Bye.
Got him. So rude. I don't sound like that. I sound like a normal person. First down, what's an example of some rich people activity in the NFL?
Would you ever risk losing $1 million in your life?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Especially when you just have to show up to something.
Right. It's easy to
It's easy. That's Myles Garrett. He said, I'm not going to the offseason program. I'm going to go ahead and take that $1 million away from me, which is nuts. But then you think about how much money he's made and how much he's going to make this year, around $35, $40 million a year. That's just crazy to me. But I live in a different tax bracket, and I don't operate that way. I just thought it was funny. No real football analysis here. Myles Garrett losing $1 million because he wants to stay home and work with his team and his people. He did break the sack record last year, so whatever he's doing is working. It might not be good for the team, him not being there, but he's rich.
Second down. What's an indication that spring football is growing?
This is a pump fake right here. Got you. So the UFL is putting a team in Oklahoma. That would tell you that the team or the league is growing at a good rate. They're actually operating at a loss of $40 to $50 million a year, which is nuts to me. But they're not giving up. They're moving teams and put them in smaller stadiums. The NFL needs to back this league up. I know they're going to back up flag, which is cool, but being good at flag doesn't mean you're good in the NFL. I have 7-on-7 teams. I have 10 7-on-7 teams that are playing this weekend, and a lot of those kids, once you put the pads on, they turn into different players. It is what it is. No disrespect to the squad. Whole bunch of teams out in the country. Kids be talking big, be running their mouth, and you put pads on, and they're hush puppies. They need to invest in this league because this gives an opportunity for guys to try to bounce back. You know who's in this league right now? Laviska Shenault is in USFL.
Shout out.
Which is crazy. But it gives him an opportunity to keep playing, and maybe he turns a head or two, and he gets back in the league. Or a guy who doesn't get drafted goes to this league, and he develops. It's a developmental league. They need something like this in the NFL. I'm glad the league feels like they're in a position that USFL are in a position to where they feel like they can add another team and maybe start to get some traction. But, NFL helped this league out.
Third down. What new starting quarterback is the most interesting to you?
It's Malik Willis. He's had an interesting story. Out of Liberty, get drafted by the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis is drafted after him the next year. Will gets the nod. He goes over to Green Bay, starts in with 3 or 4 games, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, does enough to impress, and people are starting to pay attention. I'm looking at him because I think this is the way, not necessarily the road that a QB should take, but just the patience a QB should have when it comes to his development. He's 26 years old. He's going to be the guy over there in Miami. He finally got his money. Just wait and let him marinate. And I'm interested because I think he's going to be good. Green Bay develops quarterbacks from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. Hopefully he's going to be the next guy. Malik Willis, go ahead and do your thing. I'll be watching him closely.
Fourth down. All right, you're kind of joking with this one, but why is Todd Monken a hypocrite?
Todd Monken. I'm joking, Todd.
Maybe you're not joking.
But I'm not, but I am, but I'm not.
But you are.
But I am.
But you're not.
But I'm really not. But I am. He missed, the coaches' meetings that they have, probably in Florida, I would assume, so we're warm. They have the annual coaches picture with all 32 coaches in that picture. There was 31 coaches in this picture because my man missed the picture. And he missed it because he said he had a haircut appointment and didn't want to move it. He said they moved the picture in the meetings and whatnot. He just wanted to get his haircut. I'm not mad at you, Todd, but I got to poke at you because you're talking about your guy, Myles Garrett, not going to an off-season program. I get it. It's like a couple of weeks. There's a difference. But I thought it was just ironic, man. The head coach for the Browns missed a picture because he wanted to get a haircut. He must really care about how he looks. And I'm not against it. Some people are religious with that stuff. My best friend, Elmer Rodriguez, I'm calling you out. Whenever we go out, it takes him an hour and a half to get ready.
What?
I'm like, are you a dude or are you a chick? Like, an hour and a half to get ready. So if he says, I'll meet you there at 10, I won't expect him until like 10:45 or something like that.
Half.
And he's bald. That's the thing.
What?
Like me. He's bald. I'm like, what are you doing, dog?
Face mask, maybe?
I don't know. I don't know what his routine is, but it takes too long. So there are men out there who take a while to groom.
Maybe he has time blindness.
Maybe he gets distracted.
Some people have time blindness.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that.
Matt looks like he's not buying into the idea of time blindness.
That just sounds like an excuse for being chronically late.
It is.
It is.
It is. Though some people do get very easily distracted when they're trying to get ready. And
are you defending? Are you that person?
No, I'm not. No, I'm very. I don't take a long time to get ready, and I'm of my friends. Like I might be late for our show.
You've never been late for the show.
Not like late for the show, but like of the 3 of us or 4 of us, I'm the most likely to show up late to something. But like of my friends, I am punctual.
I'm the same. And 20-25 minutes to get ready, I'm ready to go.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
That's where you're like, part of my getting ready routine is that I do a little bit of reading.
Something.
I do a little bit of light reading and a little workout.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Fix it, Elmer.
Make sure to download the Seattle Sports app. Every game, one app, completely free, so you can take the game with you on the go when you're out running errands, at a Little League practice, on a hike, on the boat, wherever. The Seattle Sports app travels with you. Enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final season all in one place at no cost. Did we mention it's free? It is the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. Again, it's the Seattle Sports app. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Hype Train coming your way next.
He built the Seahawks into the 2025 Super Bowl champions.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
And every Thursday afternoon at 4, he's on Seattle Sports.
I mean, we have higher expectations for ourselves.
It's the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery. 2025 NFL Executive of the Year, John Schneider.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award.
Every Thursday at 4, exclusively on the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saline, featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
If you've gained 20, 30, or even 40 or more pounds over the past few years and nothing seems to work anymore, listen up. I'm Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and our completely medication-free program has helped thousands in Washington lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. No drugs, no weekly shots, no muscle loss, no side effects, no forever monthly costs, just food, but the right type, in the right amount at the right time. All part of a detailed plan with expert coaching every step of the way that helps you reset your metabolism and burn fat. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightloscclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and Dr. Coogan is right. I can attest to losing 35 pounds with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. It works. It's safer, less expensive than alternatives, with no injections or pills, and no scary side effects. Schedule a free consult and find out for yourself.
Over 4,000 people have lost 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do our program from anywhere you live with our remote options. Schedule your free phone consult online at eastsideweightloscclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
You can count on the Seattle Times for local news and information on your teams and your scores. Mariners, Seahawks, Sounders, Kraken, Storm, Huskies, Cougars, Rain. Get inside the game and go beyond the stats. The Seattle Times is always there with game summaries, player interviews, and play-by-play analysis. Don't miss a play. Stay in the game and in the know for what's next. Read our coverage at seattletimes.com/sports.
Mariners and Astros tomorrow at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What I Need to Know is coming your way in 15 minutes. Get those questions in 866-979-3776. Right now, let's head to the station for Hype Train. Mariners still looking for that series win. And by God, they're going to get it. That's your first Hype Train. Mariners get their first series win this weekend against the Astros.
That's what it's going to be.
That's what it's going to be.
They're going to get that. Let's go, fellas. Come on. You're back home. The road trip wasn't great. You took a Greyhound to Sacramento. It's all good. You flew back. You are back home. And I just went right over it. See? That's how I know you're not listening.
No, I got it.
No, you didn't. No. You see? That's how I know you're not listening.
Dang.
What are we doing, man? Let's switch. You're the analyst. I'll be the host.
I'm not qualified.
Right over, just nodding her head so slowly. Yeah.
So tired.
You're playing Houston. Come on, man. I'm off to Curtis, man. Go to Curtis. It's his birthday.
Stop mentioning it's his birthday.
Stacey, your birthday is May 31st.
The Mariners get their first series win this weekend. Bump's mad at me.
It's the third time today. Get it together. We got 30 minutes left.
I'll board this train. I think they get at least 3 or 4 against this Astros team. As pointed out by friends of the show, Jordan Schusterman, Jake Mintz, the Astros have the worst ERA in baseball at 6.05. The Mariners have the worst OPS in baseball at 581. So it is the meeting of a stoppable force against a movable object. I think the Mariners and their movable object of an offense get the job done this weekend against a very poor Astros pitching staff.
Yes, I'm boarding. Next up.
Good for the Seattle Mariners.
Hey, nice.
I will hear everyone's answers for the rest of the show.
Easy. It should be easy, at least. Only got 28 minutes left.
Yeah, so you're boarding?
Should be easy. No, I'm not boarding this train.
What? Come on.
I'm not boarding this train because you shown that for some reason Curtis's birthday just distracts you and you don't lock in. And maybe you're watching the Masters. I don't know. I am.
It's definitely not what I'm doing.
I'm still listening to everything you say.
Writing down the next Hype Train.
And so no, just out of spite, I'm not boarding this train.
My next Hype Train is that Bump's mad at me, Curtis.
I am not going to board this train with the most confidence I've ever had.
That's not
I don't think Stacey will hear everyone's answers for the rest of the show.
What?
Yeah.
The Mariners, next Hype Train. I'm over this. The Mariners.
Wait, we need to get Matt's answer on that.
Matt.
I'm not going to board the train. I think Stacey hates that Curtis is getting attention today.
Yes.
And that has just fully taken her off the board for the show.
That's what it is.
That's not what it is.
She's the
not what
kid
it is.
invited to the birthday party that's just stewing in the
No,
corner.
It's not.
She wants to blow out the candles.
I know.
It's not her birthday.
Have you guys ever done that?
No.
No, I'm not.
That's crazy. Who would? What monster? The Mariners will be over 500 on May 1st.
What's today? The 9th?
What's today?
Curtis's birthday? The 9th?
April 9th, Curtis's birthday.
Man, look at the text coming on the text line.
Oh, God.
It'd be pretty cool
so
to have a birthday
annoying.
today, wouldn't it, Stacey?
I think my birthday, I'm not even here for my birthday. I think it's on a Saturday. I'm so annoyed.
Don't worry. We'll celebrate it on
You
Friday.
promise?
What was your question again?
It's a statement.
Oh, statement.
The Mariners will be over 500 on May 1st.
All right. Let me, you know what? I should probably have their schedule up in front of me to really give you a true answer with this one. Okay, so May 1st, you got the Astros, and then you have the Padres, who are playing some good ball right now, right? Padres playing some good ball?
I don't actually know. Good team.
Texans. Yeah, I'm on it. Let's go. Let's get it.
Okay.
Let's get it. I'm on that train. They're going to do it.
Mariners will be over 500 on May 1st. I can't remember if Bump's boarding or not, but Curtis, are you boarding?
Yes, I'm boarding the train. The Astros, they don't scare me like they used to. Padres, that might be a tough series, like Bump said, because I was paying attention to them. Rangers at home, I think that'll be a different story. I think they get it done. A's, yeah, at home. Cardinals, they're not very good. Twins are awful. I think there's a really good chance they have a winning record by the end of April.
Yeah, I'm boarding this one as well on May 1st. Next up, it's okay to skip non-mandatory workouts, aka do what Miles Garrett's doing right now.
Yeah, it's okay. They're not mandatory. Is
Well,
it
I
what's
mean,
best
like-
for your team?
Yeah, that's really the.
No, it's not what's best for your team, but it's okay. Yeah, not to be there. But you should be
let
there.
me reframe it. It doesn't matter at all if you skip voluntary workouts.
Well, it does matter.
Okay, so you're not
All right.
boarding.
So, you know what? I just jumped off the train that was moving because
That's dangerous.
You know,
tuck and roll.
I think that's
you
a better
should
hype
be
train,
there.
though.
You should be there. You should be there. But there are circumstances where, you know, and coaches and teams who just don't really stress that. Here in Seattle, those non-mandatory practices are like in high school when they say, "Oh, summer workouts, it's not mandatory." It's mandatory. You make sure you're there.
They're watching.
It's a test.
Yeah, it's a test. So,
It doesn't matter at all to skip those non-mandatory workouts, Curtis.
I think it does matter. So I'm not boarding this train. I think there is a level, I think, of personal responsibility that comes with reporting to these that I think coaches really, really appreciate. I mean, heck, we heard the cut from Mike McDonald from last year earlier in the show talking about how significant it was that they got 100% participation. I mean, look, the results speak for themselves. There's a new Lombardi Trophy residing here in Seattle. Not to say that that was the result, the exact result of why there was so much participation, but like they got on the same page. The chemistry for this season was off the charts. Like these guys really love playing together. So maybe there's something to be said about these off-season programs.
Yes, also on board. It does matter. I forget whether I'm on board or off board. Sometimes I do these double negatives with the hype trains when I switch it last minute. It just felt like a spicier hype train. I think it matters. Next up, going to the Kraken for this one. We were talking with Jeff Marek, and he said, look, tanking doesn't guarantee that you add talent, but taking a swing might. And so this is yours. The Kraken make a significant acquisition this offseason.
I think they're in a moment of change, or they wouldn't do what they just did. Who was talking to? He was all frustrated. Who was that?
It was frustrated?
Yeah, we played this clip today.
Oh, Todd Leiweke.
Oh.
Yeah, Leiweke. Yeah. You can hear it in his voice. If it sounds like they want change, so I'm gonna board the string. Yes, I'll make a big one. Let's get it.
The Kraken make a significant acquisition this offseason. Bump is boarding. Curtis, are you?
If not now, when? Like, this team has not done that in 5 years of existence. This market is so desperate to love this team and just embrace it with both arms.
They're like,
and
come
just,
on.
Like, we want a winner so bad. You have given us nothing. One playoff run in 5 years. I think now's the time. Yeah, do it. Please.
Yes.
I shouldn't even have to say please.
I know.
Just do it.
It should just be like a they better kind of answer to it. Boarding this one as well.
Also,
Next.
if you're worried about them giving up first-round picks, okay, how many of those have turned out?
Right. Yeah, just kind of improve.
They're picking in the top 10 every
love of
year.
God.
No one's panned out.
Next up. People who make a birthday month about them are annoying.
There we go. Listening to the conductor.
That's so rude. I didn't even make it about me. I was just throwing out I don't do that.
It's my birthday month.
It's not my birthday. I'm not that person. I don't do that.
I have a friend whose boyfriend
is
doing something for her every weekend, and I told him, you're
That's
messing the game up for everybody else.
That's crazy.
I ain't got a bankroll like that.
So wait, her birthday, when's her birthday?
I don't know, sometime this month.
Okay, so he every weekend for the
Every
whole
weekend
month,
for
not
the
leading
whole
up to her birthday. It's not
Wow.
like her birthday's at the end of the month.
No, every weekend for the whole month.
He must be rich.
That's crazy.
He's throwing salt in the game right now.
What's she doing for his birthday?
I don't know. She probably doing nothing.
That's wild. Not even the same?
Nah.
Curtis, I'd ask if you're boarding and Matt, but he already spoke for everyone.
Said we all on
We heard the horn.
Matt, I'm not going to
double all aboard.
I'm not going to make our birthday month about you. Or I mean me.
No, we know you're not going to make it about Matt.
I did it wrong.
snitched on
I did it
yourself.
wrong. No, it's oops. You're listening to Bump Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. What I need to know coming your way next. Get your questions, any question, in 866-979-3776.
Rangers shut out the Mariners this afternoon. Offense continues to struggle. Only 2 hits on the day.
A day off comes at the right time. Up next, the Mariners return home looking to end a 5-game skid in the first of 3 against the Astros. Tomorrow night at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
That is 12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app. One app, every Mariners game.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and $250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Are you an HVAC professional in Western Washington? UA Local 32 offers industry-leading pay, advanced training at a state-of-the-art facility, and retirement benefits you can count on. For 135 years, they've had your back. Start building your future at ualocal32.com.
This one's for the landscaping pros. If landscaping is your business, you know the right equipment matters. Gravely is built for long days, clean stripes, and professional results that keep clients coming back. And right now, during the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event, you can get up to 20% off Gravely commercial mowers. It's the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event, April 9th through the 19th. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Hour and a half drive here. To have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
Don't miss the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery.
I truly believe defense wins championships.
Thursdays at 4, only on Seattle Sports.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
That sound? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Hey, it's Drew Brees. And when your car starts making noises like that, a big repair bill might be coming right at you. But with CarShield, you don't have to fear unexpected breakdowns. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. I spent my career making tough calls, but this one is simple.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
It's a brave face we put on. We never want to be any trouble. But you know, getting older isn't all smiles and birthday parties. Sometimes it's facing the fact that we are aging. And you know what? That can be pretty hard. If you need a little support or just want to talk to someone, 988 is here for you. It's free and it's confidential. Call 988 anywhere, anytime. A message from the Washington State Department of Health.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Speaking of interlocking fingers, what are some, I think you and Curtis should lock up. What are some of the most awkward things you've ever seen while on the job?
Ever seen while on the job?
Or maybe done if you were the awkward one.
Oh, I've walked into the restroom, like singing a song, and someone's in there dropping a deuce. I'm like, am I making them uncomfortable right now?
So just a classic office kind of like, okay, I did make that awkward. Mine is usually, it took me a minute to learn that because I was a reporter when I started. Like, you're nothing. You're like a fly on the wall. You're background. But like in real life, if someone were to wave at me, I would wave back. So it took me a minute to realize, like,
they're not waving at you.
No one's waving at you. No one's talking at you. So when you see a trainer that you don't know waving, why would you go, hi? No, he's waving to the player behind you, you psycho. So that's mostly been my awkward moments is like, no one's interacting with you. You're no one here.
That wasn't for you.
That was not for you. Curtis?
This was a long time ago. I saw someone get served divorce papers. Here. Yeah.
At work?
At work.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That's some decency.
That takes it. Ugh. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Do it at their kid's school.
Yeah. Somewhere normal.
Yeah. A Starbucks
where
or something.
It's not going to create a memory.
Yeah.
Man, don't embarrass me in front of my
definitely saw
coworkers.
that. And then I wasn't like in the room for when a Seahawk lost it on a host here, but I have the recording of it.
Heard the audio.
I have heard. Yeah, I was right there for when it was going down. Saw the levels on Adobe Audition, and it was like, whoa, what's going on? So I put it in my headphones and was like, oh my gosh.
What I need to know, do you think the muffler amplifier installers will use sound bites from today's show to sell more mufflers?
They should.
/ do you think revving a loud engine is cool when going through a tunnel? Because I do.
No, I don't.
No.
But if any muffler enhancers want to do a deal, I will go on a rant for you. And we'll just keep this relationship going.
Well, will we? Because, Matt, can we play it now? Because we do have sound. No, Matt wants to wait.
It's going to ruin it.
Okay, it's going to ruin it. Okay, we'll wait till the end of the show. But Bump and
But it's
Curtis.
almost her birthday month.
It's almost my birthday. It's like you don't even care.
At 2:01, Stacey's going to be done with my birthday.
I can't wait for it to be not your birthday anymore. God, it makes me so mad.
Are you jealous that Matt's birthday is before yours,
Yeah,
too?
yes. I'm jealous anytime anything isn't about me. What I need to know, have you ever, speaking of birthdays, been a little extra extravagant for someone's gift, expecting something sort of extravagant back, but then you didn't get it?
No, I'm not a good gift giver.
It's not your love language?
I'm the one who says, I go to the best friend, hey, what do they like? Go ahead and get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah. I can't recall a time where that's happened to me.
866-979-3776. Before cars started having the safety feature, did you ever lock yourself out of your car? Who hasn't locked themselves?
Yeah.
Like, who
Yeah,
over
yeah.
30
For real.
hasn't locked
I've
themselves out
done it
of
here
the
at
car?
work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you ever in a spot where you were like, uh-oh, this is a problem?
I think I did it once at VMAC. Yeah.
Yeah, I locked myself out of a car at the grocery store.
Dang.
Carried my groceries back out going, I have nowhere to put these now.
The worst is when you realize it as the door is shutting and it's the door's like out of your hand and it's too late.
I locked myself out like a year ago taking the trash out.
Of your home?
Yeah, and I had to wait for my son. I had to call my son and be like, hey, man, come let me in.
You have the following choices. Waffles, pancakes, French toast. You can rate 1 through 3, but strict order here. Otherwise, I'm going to question your
Pancakes
decision-making
1.
skills as a quarterback.
Pancakes 1, French toast, waffles.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Curtis, do you concur?
I think I might go waffle. So I might go waffles,
think it's enough.
pancakes, then French toast.
What I need to know, should we stop at the World Series expectations?
No?
No.
No?
So?
I just ain't talking about it no more.
Yeah.
Win a series.
What I need to know, I'm off tomorrow for a 15-day road trip to see Utah National Parks. What's the longest road trip you've been on? I'm going to toss in if you have any advice for someone going on a long
15
road
days to Utah? You can get to Utah in a day.
They're taking their time.
Yeah,
apparently.
you can drive from here to Salt Lake City in like 14 hours.
Everyone's not as gangster as you, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You turn 35, you start thinking different. You know what I mean?
You're going to be different now.
That's the dad in me being like, we can get there in one day.
No,
we
that
don't need to
was
stop.
now.
Yeah.
That was Wednesday's Curtis. Today's Curtis is a different person. You just don't know it yet. What I need to know.
There must be camping if it's a 15-day excursion.
Oh, someone said I said waffles, pancakes, or French dip. Why is everyone, says this listener, actual sports question. Why is everyone freaking out about the Mariners? Last year they were 5-8 at this point, then lost 6 games over the next month. Calm down.
I don't think everyone's freaking out. I think it's just like we hoped for a better start. That's all.
Is there anything you are worried about?
No.
I think it continues to be reassuring to me, as bad as this sounds, that the players struggling were guys that just didn't get as many spring training reps as they would otherwise have gotten. You know what I mean? It's not like every single person is bad. It's your best bats that were not getting full spring training are bad. You're otherwise healthy, minus Victor Robles. You're otherwise healthy. Your rotation is off to a way better start than they had last year. Maybe I'm being naive.
Yeah, I think you're good at this point.
Yeah. What I need to know. Oh, someone said what Curtis needs to know. He has the same birthday as my father, who would have been 70 today. Love the show. Listen every day.
Happy birthday to you. To your dad, 206.
Yeah. We still celebrate those things with people that have passed. Still think about them. Someone said Julio does always struggle early, so.
If you don't know that about Julio, you don't know him for real.
You don't know him like we do.
You don't know him like
we do. Happy birthday, Curtis.
Thanks, Stace.
So glad we don't have to celebrate your birthday anymore. By the way, Curtis isn't going anywhere, though. You guys have extra innings from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight. No Mariners game. Wyman and Bob coming up next on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
This is some real old man stuff.
Where are we going?
I don't understand loud cars. And I look at this dude, I'm like, why? What are we doing? Turn your music down. It does it again. I don't understand why we need to hear all that pop from a hatchback Civic.
Saying Tokyo Drift, okay?
Right? Are we filming a movie? Fast and Furious 12? What are we doing?
I'm jealous anytime anything isn't about me.
He built the Seahawks into the 2025 Super Bowl champions.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
And every Thursday afternoon at 4, he's on Seattle Sports.
I mean, we have higher expectations for ourselves.
It's the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery. 2025 NFL Executive of the Year, John Schneider.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award.
Every Thursday at 4, exclusively on the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Rev up your life at America's Car Museum. Perfect for all ages. It's more than a museum. It's an experience. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see the real machines in the birth of the American supercar. Curated by Steve Saleen. Featuring legendary Shelby Cobras and GT40s. Enjoy cruise-ins, drive-ins under the stars, and next-generation race simulators. Grab the family, invite friends, and accelerate the heart rate of fun and learning. Plan your visit today at americascarmuseum.org.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.